Good afternoon, my name is Richard. This is Matchday Live. This is over and over and over again. It is Arsenal versus Brighton from the Emirates Stadium. It's all coming up the other side of this. So Matchday Live, as I said, Arsenal versus Brighton, a big game, of course, against the team that we've struggled with over the years, haven't we? They've won on their last 3 visits here to the Emirates Stadium. They've won 4 of the last 5 as well in all competitions. And, yeah, they've been a tricky opponent for us, haven't they? Let's hope today is going to be different. So shall we have a look then at your team lineups for this big game this afternoon? And this is how Arsenal line up. No changes from the game against Aston Villa last week. So it's David Raya in goal, back 4, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel, Alexander Zinchenko. In midfield, Declan Rice, captain Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz. And then 3 up front, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. On the bench then for Arsenal, Aaron Ramsdale, Jacob Kiwior, Cedric Suarez, Raul Walters, Lewis Skelly, Emil Smith-Rowe, Leandro Trossard, Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah. So not too many surprises there. For Brighton, and this is how they line up. It is Bart Verbruggen in goal, Joel Veltman, Jean-Paul Van Heck, Lewis Dunk and James Milner playing left back. That's interesting, coming up against Bukayo Saka. In midfield, Pascal Gross, Billy Gilmore and Adam Lallana. And then up front, it is Sana Adingra, Evan Ferguson and Karamu Mitoma. Of course, has done some damage against us in the past. On the bench then for Brighton, goalkeeper Jason Steele, Igor Julio, Mahmoud Dahoud, Jacob Moder, Carlos Boena, Boendo Bonetti, Jacob Hinchelwood, João Pedro, and of course our very own former player Danny Welbeck. So what do we make of that team lineup in for Arsenal? So not too many surprises, is there really? He doesn't make too many changes unless he has to, does he? Nathan says, hi Richard, everyone in the chat, I'm going 2-0. Well, yeah, 2-0 would be good, wouldn't it? Steve says, hi Nathan, hi Arsenal 3-1. Russ has got it. Evening everyone. How you doing, Russ? Good to see you all. Yeah, give us your score predictions, what you think the score will be today. Obviously, Brighton have played in the Europa League on Thursday. They've only won 1 game after a Europa League game this season, although they've only lost 1 as well. They generally get a draw after the Europa League games. Obviously, we played on Tuesday, so we've had a lot more of a break, a rest time. You know, they had a tough game against Marseille. It was at home, so you know maybe they haven't had to travel and stuff like that. But it's always tough, isn't it, coming back off the Europa League? We found that last few years when we've been in the Europa League to come back and then go straight into a Premier League game on a Sunday can be tricky, especially if you're away from home as Brighton are today. So that may be in our favour. Their great record at the Emirates is something maybe against us as well. We haven't won in our last 2 games, lost to Villa last weekend, drew in the Champions League in a dead rubber, really, let's be honest. But, we don't really want to go 3 games without a win, do we, coming into this busy Christmas period now with Liverpool away next weekend. So it's a difficult game this for Arsenal, actually. It is a difficult game. We've got Fan Reaction Football Club there. So good evening. Planning to add your watch along to my reaction videos. Will you have a game clock on? Unfortunately not, because I don't know how to get one on. If I did, I would, but I don't. I've been asked that before, actually. And the 1-0. What do you think 1-0 to Arsenal? Yeah, I mean, Arsenal should win this game. I don't think there's much doubt about that, really, in terms of the fact that, where we are in the league. I say Brighton have they had a good start to the season. I think they're struggling, aren't they, with the European games as well, understandably, with the squad depth that they've got. So I think it's a good time that we're playing them. Actually, I think in the last couple of seasons we've played them. What's been a good time for them to play us, and I think that maybe today it's the other way around. I think it's a good time for us to be playing them, really, isn't it? You know, with them coming off this European game. Of course, they've qualified through to the. They won their group actually, Brighton, in the Europa League. I mean, that's quite impressive, isn't it? When you think it's their first time ever in European competition. You know, it wasn't an easy group either. Let's be honest, and they won the group. But I do think that's really impressive, actually. And you have to give nothing but praise to what Brighton have achieved actually in the last few years, and certainly under De Zerbi, the football that they play, the results that they've been getting have been fantastic. You know, to get into the Europa League last season, it was a fantastic result. Get top 6, and you know they're going to struggle a little bit to repeat that this year. But if they have a good run in Europe, can they do well in the domestic cups? They're always a difficult team to face, aren't they? I say they've had their problems. They're only one of 3 teams who've actually won more Premier League games at the Emirates than they've lost. Liverpool and Manchester United are the other 2. So it's a tough game for us. It is a tough game for us. Let's not take it for granted at all. Phil says, I'll go for 3-0. Well, I mean, 3-0 would be nice. I'm not sure it's going to be quite as comfortable as that, if I'm honest, but we'll see. And Ferris says, it's not that we have to. Yeah, well, of course we have to win. We have to win every game. You know, let's be honest. If you want to win the title, especially at home, you've got to win your home game, haven't you? But it's a long way to go still. You know, leagues are never. I've always said this. You know, the league title is never won in December. It can be lost in December though. If there's a lot of games to play. If you know we dropped some points last week, if we drop some more points today, then that wouldn't be good, would it? You know, and you can certainly lose the league in December. I'm not saying that we're going to today's result one way or the other, whether we win, lose or draw, is ultimately going to decide the title, because it won't. As we've seen already this season, Man City are dropping points. They're going to probably drop some more. Liverpool are looking better than they were, but you imagine they're probably going to drop points, a lot more points as the season goes along. And we certainly are as well. So it's going to be an exciting title race, I think, going into the new year. And we want to go into that period in good form, don't we? We want to keep winning our games and get the points done now while we can, because we know from our own personal experiences how difficult it is to pick up points in that last couple of months of the season when the pressure's really on and you're going for the title. We saw it last season. Let's get the points on the board now while there is less pressure. Let's be honest, there's less pressure now than there is later on. Let's get the points now, and then hopefully we'll have a few in hand for later on in the season. Last season, 8 points on Man City wasn't enough, so we need to get as many on them as we can. We can go 5 points above them, of course, today following their shock draw yesterday. There seems to be 1 or 2 issues at Man City. I'm not overly sort of thinking that at the end of their success. I mean, every season they start slowly up till Christmas, and then it gets to January or February, and then suddenly they start winning game after game. They do it every year, don't they? So I'm not looking too much into that. They have only lost 3 games, which is only 1 more than we've lost. So it's not like they've lost 6 or 7 games. If they'd lost that many, then we'd start to think, okay, maybe that's it. But you know, they haven't, have they? You know, they've drawn 4 and lost 3. So, you know, we've drawn 3 and lost 2. So we haven't got a massive lead on them at the moment anyway, even if we win today. So let's not get too carried away. Let's just take one game at a time. Let's win this one because it's our next one. And then we can go into Liverpool next week with a little bit more confidence. Steve says, any news on the Luton captain? Well, there's no further news, no, other than he's in a stable condition, I believe, in hospital. I mean, what that means, we don't really know. Obviously, it's the second time he's collapsed with the same issue in 5-6 months. So obviously, there's a concern there. Will he be able to play football again at the top level? You have to question that now, don't you? If it's happened to him twice, he's had an operation. He had a heart operation in the summer. They said he was okay, but obviously he's not, because he's had the same issue again. So I doubt we'll see him playing professional football again. But sometimes there's more important things on football, isn't there? Obviously, you know, your health and that is much more important, isn't it? So, of course, we wish him the best and hope he's going to be fine. And it'll obviously be great to see him on a football pitch again. I'm just not sure that he will be, if we're totally honest. Nathan says, the last hours he stay. Yeah, exactly, stay away. That's all we've heard. We're not probably going to get any more for that. Nathan says, for his own health, surely he can't play. And yeah, I would be shocked. One, obviously, for his own health point of view, doctor's advice and stuff like that, but it's going to be very difficult in terms of insurance as well, isn't it? When you're playing professional football and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he plays again, which is a real shame. You know, he's just got himself playing in the Premier League for the club, you know, captain, and it's such a shame, isn't it? But, you know, we're not going to discuss too much about the reasons why it may have happened or not. We don't know, but Let's be honest, it's terrible to happen to anybody. You know, we see it happen to one of our former players, of course, Fabrice Muamba. He wasn't able to play football again. So, yeah, and I say the fact it's the second time it's happened to Lockyer is, you know, it's a concern, isn't it? But I say the main thing is, as far as we're aware at the moment, he's okay. He's in hospital. He's stable, and hopefully he can make a full recovery with his life. Whether that means he can play football again, I would say probably not. And Phil says no one wants to see this happen when they go and watch a match. I wish him all the best for recovery. Exactly, yeah. I mean, all those fans yesterday at the Bournemouth game, it must have been horrible to have witnessed that. I mean, you know, I've been to plenty of matches. I've never seen anything like that before. While a player on a pitch collapsing like that, or even a fan in the stadium. So, you know, it must be a terrible experience for everybody that was there. I saw a nice video yesterday from a Luton fan who was at the game, and, you know, it really kind of hits home to you that what it's like to witness that. You know, obviously he was there in the ground. So, yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? We hope that obviously everybody is okay that witnessed it, really, and obviously the medical teams that sorted it out so quickly. Mark C says, give him a testimonial. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the club will do something for him. I'm sure that they will. Absolutely. If it so happens that he can't play football again, which we would imagine it will be. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. And then we will see where we go from there with it. But yeah, obviously it's a big shock, wasn't it? It always is when stuff like that happens. It doesn't happen that often. Maybe it happens a little bit more often now than it once did, but it's still very rare, isn't it? And it is such a shock when it happens. And, you know, let's just hope that I say he's going to be fine. I'm sure that the club will look after him. I'm sure they will, in the football community in general. Edward says, does anyone have a pirate link? Not that we can share on here. No, sorry. If anyone does have one and they want to share it on here, please feel free to do so. But I haven't, unfortunately, no. The teams are in the tunnel at the moment. Obviously, Arsenal being led out by captain Martin Ødegaard, and Lewis Dunk, of course, is the Brighton captain. Brighton are wearing their normal home colours, of course, blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. And Arsenal, of course, are in the usual home kit. We're at the Emirates, of course, the red shirts. So we're at them sort of new funky style kind of tracksuit tops, which I'm not a big fan of. Again, we're wearing them to flog on for Christmas. I'm sure that's the reason behind that. And the teams are coming out now at the Emirates Stadium. Looks like there's a few empty seats knocking around, but I'm sure it'll be full when the time of kickoff is. Nathan says, what are your thoughts on City bloated on too much? It says, well, every year at the start of the season up till Christmas, they generally drop some silly points you wouldn't expect them to. You know, last year they lost at home to Brentford, for example, and they do this quite a lot. I'm not thinking it's any different to normal. They're conceding a few more goals maybe than they have done. I think the league's maybe slightly more competitive this season, but I'm not thinking any more than it's just normal, isn't it? I think for Man City up until January, then they click into gear, don't they, when it matters? And now I'm sure they'll go on a run. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 10, 15 games in a row after the New Year and that. But let's see what happens. You know, it could be a little bit more exciting this year, the title race maybe. It might go, you know, it might not be quite such a one-way, one-horse race as it's been in recent years. Rajandra is here. Eddie, my friend, good to see you. We enjoyed the game yesterday. It was very poor finishing from Arsenal women, wasn't it, at the Tottenham game? And Mark C says, we need to be out for revenge today. We haven't beaten this South Coast mob at the Emirates for a while. Well, no, we haven't. We've lost 4 of the last 5 and lost all of the last 3. So, no, we haven't beaten them for a while. We need to put that right today. The circumstances of the game, I think, are different this year. They're coming off the back, I say, that European game. We're coming back off, you know, a European game on Tuesday. They played Thursday. Our game wasn't really that important. We made lots of changes, all that kind of stuff. So I think this is better for us at the moment. So we shall see. Mark C says, I don't get why City let Laporte go. He was a class defender. He was, yeah. Nathan says, yeah, that's a strange one unless he wanted to go. He's a really good player. He is a really good player, yeah. Rajendra says, I was disappointed with the shooting of Arsenal women and the Spurs goal was poor. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was an accumulation, of Arsenal missing millions of chances yesterday and obviously a soft goal to concede. And that sometimes happens in football. You know, everybody gets those performances. Sometimes those days it just doesn't happen for you. And I think Arsenal women suffered that yesterday. Hopefully, when we come back in January, we can put it out behind us, go on a run. And let's see, Chelsea women are playing now actually away at Bristol City. Can they drop some points maybe to help us out a little bit? But we have to do our own job ourselves, and we didn't yesterday. And disappointing is a good word to describe it. Steve says City leak too many goals. That's not at the moment they do, yeah. But let's wait and see what happens in February, March, and April when they normally go on a run. If they're still doing the same, then we'll have to say, right, this is our chance. Mark C says, here we go, lads. Indeed, here we go. Terry says, afternoon to everyone in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Mark says, come on, you Gunners. Indeed, come on, you Gunners. Arsenal just doing their huddle here at the Emirates Stadium. We are waiting for this big game to kick off. Can Arsenal get the 3 points? Bounce back, of course, from last week's disappointment at Aston Villa, which wasn't, again, a bit similar to the women's game in the sense that Arsenal had a few chances last week at Villa, didn't take them, and then conceded it wasn't a poor goal, I suppose it was quite a good goal, but yeah, it was a very similar type of game, wasn't it? Let's see if we can bounce back here. Terry says, Man U still losing 2-1. Are they really? Okay, let's have a look at I wasn't actually looking at any of the results. I've been busy this morning. We've got a Christmas tree out and stuff now, which is good, isn't it? Lee Rose says, North London forever. Come on, you Gunners. Indeed. Come on, you Gunners. Just back here. It's going to be Brighton to get us off and underway. They're attacking the goal to our left, which is the North Bank at the Emirates, for those who are familiar with the stadium. We've got Bogner in the chat there. He says, you'd be scared if you saw me at the Emirates, would we? Why would we be scared? I don't understand. Anyway, Brighton in possession at the moment. Lewis Dunk inside the Brighton penalty, plays it up this near side. Brighton just knocking the ball around at the minute. Lewis Dunk goes long. That's a poor ball, though. Cut out by Gabriel Martinelli. Plays it infield. And Arsenal trying to get an attack going. It was Gabriel in an advanced position. Declan Rice now finds Zinchenko. And that was a mistake from Lewis Dunk inside the first 30 seconds. Bogner says, because I'm very scared. Okay, well, you're scary. That's good then. Good. So we'll see you at the Emirates, I'm sure. And you can show us exactly how scary you are. Anyway, Bukayo Saka coming forward on this near side, trying to play the ball into the box. It's come back over to Martin Odegaard, chips it forward, back to Saka across the goal. And Brighton can't get it away. Oh, but they do now, finally. It's Van Heck who brings it clear. But that was a really fast start again from Arsenal. We do tend to start fast, don't we, in the games at the Emirates, and we are certainly starting fast here. Ball into the box there. Brighton couldn't really get it away, but they managed to. They scrambled it clear. And here we go. Now it's with Ben White on this near side. Finds Bukayo Saka again. I think that's going to be the target here, isn't it, with James Milner. Mitoma's doubling up with him to help him out. But Martin Odegaard's got the ball now. Finds Declan Rice. It's back with Ben White on this near side. Arsenal's right. Plays it into Saka. Ben White went on an overlap, but Saka's turned back inside. And now he's played it in square to William Saliba. Gabriel Jesus touches it off to Declan Rice. This is a good start from Arsenal. Ben White now in possession on this near side. Plays it back to Declan Rice again. Now it's Martin Odegaard. Arsenal moving the ball really quickly here. But we're not really getting too much in behind that Brighton defence again, are we? Anyway, William Saliba now plays it square to Declan Rice again. Now it's with Ben White on this near side. Arsenal's right. Plays it forward to Gabriel Jesus. Now it's with Martin Odegaard under a bit of pressure, but he does well. It was Lallana there who's just pushed him over off the ball. Martin Odegaard's gone down, but Arsenal's still in possession, so the referee allows the game to go on. And Brighton now have picked up the ball and it's kicked out. It was a fairly strong challenge from Adam Lallana, but Martin Odegaard's gone down as though he's been shot. I'm not quite sure why. Terry says 12 extra minutes, Liverpool, Man U. Is it really? Okay. I was going to check the score, wasn't I? But Arsenal had a good start to the game, so I was a bit distracted by that, really. Which is what we're here for at the end of the day. Let's have a little look, shall we? What's going on? It's weird, isn't it? The Liverpool and Man United are playing each other in both women and men today. Obviously, the men's games later on. Yes, Man United women won, Liverpool 2. Well, Man United scored early, but Liverpool come back. We are into stoppage time there. Well, there you go. You see, I told you, didn't I, that everyone's going to drop points in the WSL. Surprise was. I mean, Liverpool won at the Emirates, didn't they? Anyway, Brighton now struggling to get the ball anywhere, and Arsenal coming forward again, but Van Heck now steps in. The big Dutch defender does well, actually. Plays the ball forward, and now Brighton can come out. James Milner pings a long ball over the top, looking for Evan Ferguson. Of course, he's had some success against us before, hasn't he? The big Irish centre forward, good young player. He did score against us. It was about this time last year. Well, it was New Year's Eve, wasn't it? Last year down at the Amex, where he scored. Of course, that game we ended up winning 4-2, but he scored one of the goals. I think Mitoma might have scored the other one. He's got a good goal score record against us, hasn't he? The little Japanese winger, good player, very good player. You think he would fit on? You'd think he'd fit in well with our team, wouldn't you, Mitoma? The way that he plays, he would suit our style, and that's what I start looking at now. I don't necessarily look at players that I like or players that I think are good players. I look at players and think, would they fit Arsenal's style? Because that's what it's about, isn't it? Our system. Would they fit into our system? I think Mitoma would actually. There's some players that you can clearly see probably wouldn't, and as good as they are, it's pointless us even looking at them because they wouldn't fit with what we need and what the way that we play. But there's other players that look at it, yeah, they definitely would, or you think that they could. It was a good play there from James Milner, high up the pitch, actually putting William Saliba under pressure, but Arsenal got the ball back with Kai Havertz, who wasn't necessarily a player that you would have imagined would have fitted into our system. And the fact that he's playing well at the minute is testament maybe to the people that brought him in. Mark C says, would Ferguson be a suitable striking option for us? Well, again, as a big, strong centre forward, I like him, and I would like to see us sign a player like that. Would he fit into the way that we play? That's my question, and the answer I would say was probably no. I would like a player like whether it's him or someone else. I mean, the good thing is he's a young player. He's going to improve, but he's not the sort of type of style of striker that Arsenal would play. We don't use that type of system. We don't use that type of striker, do we? We never have done under Arteta. Bukayo Saka now gets to the byline. Can he put it back? He does. Oh, it was almost an effort there from Gabriel Jesus. Again, Brighton scrambled it away. There's been some desperate defending from Brighton. At the moment, it's like Brighton are going to have to try and stem this tide of Arsenal attacks for the first 10, 15 minutes, aren't they? And try and keep themselves in the game because they could already be 2-0 down and we've only played 5.5 minutes. But anyway, let's have a look. Ben White on this near side plays it back again to William Saliba. Now it's into Martin Ødegaard. Terry says, I'd sooner have Duncan Ferguson. No, I think Evan Ferguson is a very good player. I really do. And I think that in a no disrespect to Brighton, who are a European team, top six finished last season. They're not a big club, and that they buy players to sell them on, don't they? Anyway, Martinelli on this near side puts a cross in again. It's a dangerous ball. Again, it's Van Heck clears it away. He's defended well for Brighton in these opening stages here. Martin Ødegaard then just runs into Adam Lallana. That's clearly a revenge on what Lallana did to him a few minutes ago, and this one is given as a free kick. The other one would have been a free kick, Martin, if we didn't have the ball, but we had the ball, so the ref played advantage. That one there was no advantage to Brighton. That's why that's a free kick. So it's totally different. So stop moaning, my friend, and get on with it. Your Arsenal captain, be a little bit more sensible. Just showing that opportunity there. Saka's ball there. It came off a Brighton defender, actually, and then Van Heck was there to clear it away. Anyway, Brighton have taken that free kick now. Lewis Dunk goes back to Van Heck again. And I think Brighton are just going to want to try and take the breather now, get the sting out of this play from Arsenal. It's been a really good start, you have to say, from Arsenal in terms of pressing high up the pitch. We're winning the ball, trying to put Brighton under a lot of pressure, and they haven't managed to get out of their half yet. We've played 7 minutes and they've not even been in our half of the pitch. But they might try and come forward and do that now if they get the opportunity to. It's Billy Gilmore, the Scottish player, who's playing well, isn't he, for Brighton in midfield. Right now, trying to come forward over on that far side with Adingra. He's in good form, isn't he? Adingra, the Ivory Coast player. He's scored a few goals lately, hasn't he, for Brighton. Really good player. We're going to have to keep an eye on him, aren't we, today? There's no doubt about that. Him, Mitoma and Ferguson. That's a decent attack there, isn't it, for Brighton? You can see why they've got the results that they've got. You can see why they're a decent side, why they, can beat the big teams. They've done it on a regular basis over the last few years, haven't they? Including, of course, winning on this stadium so often. It must be one of their favourite away stadiums. That's a good play again from Brighton, actually. They're trying to come forward now. Lewis Dunk on his near side finds James Milner, plays it into Mitoma. He's not had much of the ball yet, the little Japanese, but he's found Ferguson, who just did some great defensive work a moment ago. Now it's with Adam Lallana wearing gloves. It's December, so we'll let him off. I tend to wear gloves from pretty much September to like April. So I'm not going to have a go at him for doing that. Anyway, Brighton are coming forward now. Really, for the first time, they are in Arsenal's half now. Lewis Dunk plays the ball square to Billy Gilmore again. He's over on that far side. Brighton just looking to try to get some possession, I think, at the moment. Lallana played a very experienced player, of course, Adam Lallana. That's with Adingra again over on that far side. We're going to certainly have to watch him. Now it's back with Van Heck and Lewis Dunk. They've got some height at the back, haven't they, Brighton? You know, Dunk and Heck, they're both, what, 6'5", 6'6", a pair of them. Of course, Ferguson as well. He's got a lot of height up front from him as well. They're certainly a big team, Brighton. And, you know, Matoma, who obviously isn't as big as some of the other guys, but he's done well. And now James Milner trying to come forward, but Saka takes the ball off him. And then Saka was fouled by Matoma. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal on this near side. Saka did well there to take the ball off James Milner. And it looks like Milner is going to be doubled with Matoma every time Saka's trying to come forward with the ball. You know, Saka's mentioned himself, hasn't he, that he tends to have two defenders on him. He does, of course. But when you're a great player, you've got to expect that you're not going to be given an easy ride, are you? Good to see Danny Welbeck on the bench, actually, for Brighton as well. He had a lot of injury problems at Arsenal, but I always felt he was a decent player. Scored a few important goals for us, didn't he? Mark C says Lewis Dunk, the South Coast Tony Adams. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that, my friend. I wouldn't. I think he's a really solid, strong defender, isn't he? Good captain for Brighton. Quite an underrated player, isn't he? You know, in terms of international. Yes, he played in the last game, didn't he, for England? I think one of the last couple of games he played, but he is an underrated player, Lewis Dunk. I really think he's a decent defender, isn't he? No nonsense defender. That's what you want, isn't it? You know, he's going to win the ball. He's not the greatest footballer with a ball at his feet, is he? Necessarily, but he's a very, very good defender, and I really do rate him. He's got the ball at his feet now inside the penalty area, and then goes long, finds Adam Lallana, just touches it off to Milner. They've got a lot of experience in this team for Brighton, well, haven't they? A mixture. It's a good mixture, isn't it, between young players and a bit more experience as well. Obviously, Dunk's got a lot of experience there, and obviously Lallana, Milner, we know. They've played a few Premier League games between them, haven't they? Nathan says they play some nice football, Brighton. They do, yeah. They're a good team to watch, aren't they? I've watched a few Brighton games over the last few years. Pascal Gross with that long ball forward, looking for the run in there of a Dingra again, but Arsenal do manage to clear that up. And now it's with William Saliba. Brighton have just settled now, haven't they? They struggled at the beginning, the first 5-10 minutes, well, first 5 or 6, 7 minutes to get out of their half, but they've grown into the game now. They've had a lot more possession. That's a poor clearance actually from Raya. Go straight to a Dingra over on that far side, and maybe Brighton can now find some rhythm to their play. They've knocked the ball around well without really advancing too far up the pitch, but they are in Arsenal's half again. Lewis Dunk just lays it off to Van Heck. He touches it forward as well to Billy Gilmore. That's a nice ball actually to Ferguson. Holds it up well, and James Milner tries to get it out to that far side to a Dingra, but he's overhit that pass, and it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. We've played 11 and a half minutes at the Emirates Stadium. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. And it's been, well, quite even. Arsenal had a fast start, couldn't get the early goal, and now Brighton have settled down. And at this moment in time, it's pretty even the last 5 minutes or so. Brighton have suddenly started to put us under a bit more pressure. But we're coming forward now with Ben White up this near side. Plays the ball forward to Bukayo Saka, a little bit more central than we used to seeing him. Finds Martin Odegaard. He's going to look for the return. Bukayo Saka. He's got him behind James Milner inside the penalty area. Bukayo Saka cuts in. He's going to try a shot. He does try a shot, but it is straight at the goalkeeper, Verbruggen, another Dutchman in the Brighton team. And that's a fairly comfortable save, you have to say, from the Brighton goalkeeper. Good move, though. Saka there, found Martin Odegaard, and then Saka got it back, cut inside, drilled a shot, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. But that's the first shot at goal for Arsenal, and it's taken 12 minutes. And it is still Arsenal 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0 at the Emirates Stadium. Brighton with his fantastic record here. They did win this game 3-0 last season, of course, towards the end of the season. A very disappointing Arsenal performance, wasn't it? And Brighton coming forward again. A Dingra, he's done well. Plays the ball into Ferguson. He maybe pinged that in a little bit too much pace on that ball for the big Irishman. It just bounced off him. Mark C says, Brighton playing a couple of OAPs today. We've got to target them. Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned, obviously, Milner coming up against Bukayo Saka, but I do feel as though you get that double up with Matoma there, so he's not going to be isolated very often, is he, James Milner? Anyway, Martinelli coming forward, finds Kai Havertz, finds Saka again on his near side. Wasn't the greatest ball, but Saka should keep this in. Milner comes across to try to cut it. He's got a lot of experience, Milner, hasn't he? But you do imagine that if Saka can get a run at him, if he's isolated with James Milner, you'd fancy his chances, wouldn't you? Saka's got the ball again. There's 3 Brighton players around him. Instead, he finds Ben White, plays it into Declan Rice, and then touches it off to Williams. So it's good football from Arsenal. Can we find an end product? Ben White again on his near side, plays it forward to Saka, touches it off to Declan Rice. Declan Rice inside the area. Is this going to be the moment? Oh, he's trying to find Saka. He has found Saka. The shot's blocked. and it's going to go behind here for a. Actually, it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Good play there from Declan Rice. Surprised he didn't maybe try a shot himself then. Really thought he was going to have a shot there when he got into the area. Instead, he tried to find Saka. He did well initially, but then it was Lewis Dunk blocked the shot. We said he's a good defender, and that was what he did well there. Ben White again on his near side. Arsenal now. Martin Odegaard inside the penalty. Going to try a shot. He does try a shot just wide of that far post. Goalkeeper there was at full stretch, and the shot's gone wide. And Declan Rice was involved again. Ben White played it to Odegaard. He wanted to have a shot there with his left foot. I think the goalkeeper had it covered, actually. It was always going wide. There you go. Terry says, Man U lost a 2-1. Good start for the Gooner girls this afternoon. Let's hope Chelsea mess up. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That would make up. I mean, it makes up for this, but imagine if we won yesterday and then Chelsea lost today. We would be 3 points clear, wouldn't we? Anyway, Nathan says, players love a foul on Saka. Of course they do, yeah, because they know he's dangerous. That's why. Mark C says, Terry, what odds will you give me on Havertz knocking one in today? Yeah, I mean, at the minute, the form he's in, you wouldn't be surprised to see Kai Havertz pop up with another goal, would you? He's got a few lately. I think he got 3 in the last 6 games or something, 3 in the last 5, 6 games that he's played, obviously. Anyway, also coming forward again, Martinelli finds Kai Havertz. He started to settle down, and whatever we think of Kai Havertz, you've got to say he's playing a lot better now than he was. He's getting some end product as well, and I don't think he's doing too badly, actually. And Saka's just been fouled again by James Milner, and you can see that being a theme. If James Milner's left isolated with Saka, he's going to have no option other than to foul him, is he? And he's done that there, unless the referee decides to book it. The referee is Tim Robertson, by the way, today, who's one of the newer referees in the Premier League, isn't he? The referee is telling Zinchenko to go away, and Martin Odegaard is now chatting to the referee. I mean, it was a very, very clumsy challenge from Milner. There's no doubt about that. Bit of an unnecessary one, really, wasn't it? It's one of them challenges if to say, I'm here and I'm not going to give you too much time on the ball. The referee's now speaking to Lewis Dunk, the Brighton captain, and just saying that the captain's the only one allowed to speak to him. It seems to be what he's saying. James Milner's still protesting about saying, I mean, it's clearly a foul, and it could easily have been a yellow card, let's be honest. Bogner says, I'm the toughest guy in all of London. Well, you're certainly scaring us, mate. Yeah, I mean, brilliant. Fantastic. Is that an official title, is it? You've actually, that you've won, or is it just something that you're saying because you want to look cool? But anyway, maybe we need some proof, don't we, I think. Anyway, the ball's now back with William Saliba. He plays it out to Gabriel. Gabriel plays it up that far side, looking for Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, he's had the ball taken off him there. That was good play from Joel Veltman. Another Dutchman. They've got a few Dutchmen in their team, haven't they? The goalkeeper and 2 of their defenders. And one of them here, Van Heck, has got the ball, finds Lewis Dunk on this near side. Plays the ball into midfield, gets it back again. Lewis Dunk. And Brighton have settled into this game, actually, haven't they? They really have. And they're starting to knock the ball around well in possession. They're not really getting any advancement up the pitch or creating any chances. In fact, David Raya hasn't had a touch of the ball, I don't think, yet, has he? The Arsenal goal. Oh, no, he did. He had one kick out, didn't he, which went straight to Adingra. So he says, Martin, there's more chance of him being Arteta's bum bandit and Eddie's brother. Nathan says, popping the ball around well, just need to find that first goal. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal are playing pretty well, but we haven't created any real clear opportunities. Brighton are trying to do that now with Adingra again over on that far side. He's a little kind of blonde stripe in his hair. The Ivory Coast player. And now Brighton coming forward again. Billy Gilmore plays it forward into Adam Lallana. And he just lost out there to Declan Rice. And now Arsenal can launch a counter-attack. Bukayo Saka on this near side. Matoma's working hard to get back at him. And Saka's got a little bit of space ahead of him now. Can he get a ball into the box? Plays it to, instead, Martin Odegaard. Now it's with Ben White. This little triangle on the right-hand side is so effective for Arsenal, isn't it? Declan Rice steps in now, gives it back to Martin Odegaard. Declan again plays it forward for Bukayo Saka. Trying to turn and get some space. Gabriel Jesus lays the ball off to Martin Odegaard. Gets it onto his left foot, pings it off to Zinchenko. Brighton just forcing us back briefly, but we're still in possession. Declan Rice inside the centre circle. Martin Odegaard, is this going to be a moment for Arsenal? It's Gabriel Jesus on the edge of the penalty area. Tries a shot. Again, it's straight at the Brighton goalkeeper, Verbruggen. And Another Arsenal chance goes straight to the goalkeeper. That's 2 shots we've had. They've both been straight to the goalkeeper. So this is kind of looking a little bit similar to that the Arsenal women's game yesterday when we had about 30 shots and most of them were straight to the goalkeeper or over the bar. Let's hope we can find some better finishing today. Terry says, "Come on, chat, hit that like button." Yeah, please give us a like if you're watching the show, you're enjoying what we're doing. Even if you're not enjoying it, give us a like anyway. Why not? And it does help the channel, of course. It helps the channel the most, actually. You know, watching it's great. We appreciate everybody who watches it, but yeah, give us a like because that's really important. It helps YouTube, you see, that people are watching, and then it makes YouTube want to push the channel onto elsewhere to get it noticed elsewhere. So yeah, giving us a like is really important. So if you can please do that, very much appreciated. Anyway, Arsenal now coming forward. Martin Odegaard pops the ball off to Kai Havertz, lays it off to Declan Rice. That's a great ball over to that far side. Finds Gabriel Martinelli on that far left-hand touchline. That's where the Brighton fans are over there. And Martinelli's done well. Now Gabriel Jesus, a little bit of space just inside the penalty area. Cuts in field, tries a shot. Again, it's just gone wide as well. And Arsenal picking some shots. In fact, that one may well have got a deflection because it looks like a corner to Arsenal. Vijendra says the Arsenal fans at Spurs are fantastic, brilliant rendition of songs. Yeah, they normally are, aren't they? The Arsenal fans have been brilliant for the women. Shame the team couldn't have rose to the occasion yesterday and got the win, but anyway, there looks to be a slight injury problem here for Brighton. It's Joel Veltman who's gone down. I don't know if it was from that earlier challenge a few moments ago over on that far side. He's now getting some treatment. The Brighton right back. So whether they're going to have to make a change there, we'll have to wait and see. But that wouldn't be good news for Brighton, would it? They've got a couple of players warming up as well. So they may have to make this change. We're not even midway through the first half yet. And it is going to be a potentially substitution for them already. Veltman looks like it's an ankle problem potentially here. I think it was in a challenge just a moment ago there with Martinelli. Oh, yeah, it did seem like he got an ankle injury there. And that doesn't look good, actually. I've got a feeling he might not be able to play any further part in this game, Joel Veltman. But we shall see. He's back on his feet again anyway. He's obviously going to have to go off for the time being. Vijendra says the boys look sharp and look as if they'll score. Yeah, but I thought that with the women's game yesterday, I thought we looked like we were going to score pretty much throughout the whole game, but it just never happened, did it? And so far, as sharp as Arsenal look, we haven't really tested the goalkeeper enough, have we? Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal, so we've got an opportunity here. 21.5 minutes played. Corner over on that far side in front of those Brighton fans. It's going to be Gabriel Martinelli to take it. And he's going to look for that near post area. Is into that near post area. Brighton scramble it away, but not for long. Gabriel Jesus trying to twist and turn and look for a shot, a goal, but instead he's lost out to Adingra. But his clearance wasn't that great. Hit William Saliba and Arsenal back in possession. Zinchenko plays up this near side to Bukayo Saka. Now it's with Gabriel, who's playing as a right winger at the minute. Gabriel, not quite sure what he's doing there. Anyway, Saka, Gabriel again. And we'll see what he can do in that position. Plays it back to Ben White. And now it's with Martin Odegaard, gets it switched to Declan Rice. Now it's with Zinchenko. That's a good ball out to Martinelli, a little bit of space. Gabriel Martinelli cuts in field, dinks across. Gabriel's in there with a header. And again, it's straight to the goalkeeper who makes the save. Gabriel stayed forward from that corner over on that far post. He was wanting that ball. The cross came in. He got there. He beat James Milner in the air. The 2 number 6s. But Gabriel's header there was pretty much straight at the goalkeeper for Brogan, and another Arsenal chance has gone begging. John says there, Hammers 1-0 up. Are they? Okay, West Ham 1-0 up. Actually, we'll get the other scores on, shall we? Because there's a lot of football going on this afternoon. See, with the European week. Yeah, West Ham are 1-0 up against Wolves. Who scored that goal? Kudos. He's a good player, Kudos, isn't he, actually? He's a really good player. Vijendra says half their stadium was empty, so could have released more tickets for Arsenal fans. Yeah, but I don't know if there's safety issues with how many tickets they can sell. I don't know. But anyway, they could have, obviously, more Arsenal fans would have gone if there was tickets available, absolutely. Anyway, Lewis Dunk now in possession for Brighton. Van Heck. Joel Veltman's actually back on, so he looks like he's fine. Pascal Gross plays the ball to Adingra. Oh, Adingra's got past Zinchenko rather easily, and that's going to be an interesting battle as this game progresses, you feel, as well. Pascal Gross plays the ball back again to Van Heck. Arsenal managed to deal with that little problem, but it was a bit of a problem, wasn't it, actually? But anyway, Chelsea women are 1-0 up at Bristol City. Lauren James has scored there, so that's not what we wanted. But there's plenty of time. Chelsea conceding a few goals this season, and Bristol City have been a competitive team. But I'd be surprised if Chelsea don't win that game, and they are 1-0 up. Goal after 17 minutes there for them. So they have got the early lead, which is what we needed. You know, if Caitlin Ford's goal had gone in after 15, 16 minutes when she hit the thingy. Anyway, the post. David Ray now is in possession for Arsenal, wearing all in black. The Arsenal goalkeeper goes long. That's too long. It's going to go all the way through to the Brighton goalkeeper, who's all in yellow. And he's now got the ball at his feet, the Dutchman. For Bruggen for Brighton, wearing number 1. Of course, it looks like Veltman's gone down again. I think he's gonna have to go off, isn't he now? Joel Veltman, he's not recovered from that injury. He did come back on, but only for a couple of minutes, and he's gone down again. So I think that's his day done. I think he will be departing, and Brighton are going to have a reorganisation. The Zebri there over on that far side, he's got the players over, and he's giving them some instructions. So I think it's going to be a slight change of shape here for Brighton on the back of this forced substitution. So Joel Veltman is going to be going off. We played 25 minutes. Not sure who's coming on yet. We'll find out for you very shortly. But it is a substitution for Brighton. It's going to be Veltman is still getting some treatment on the pitch. But it is looking like it's going to be the young player Hinchelwood coming on. Jack Hinchelwood, teenager. Fancy bringing a teenager on in the Premier League. I mean, how can the Zebri do that? Anyway, he's going off, Joel Veltman. He's getting a big round of applause from the Brighton fans, limping away. He's going to be young Jack Hinchelwood coming on for. I don't know whether he's going to play directly at right back or whether they're going to slightly reorganise. See, I'd probably play James Milner at right back if it was me, and put Hinchelwood maybe on the left. Anyway, we'll see what's going to happen here for Brighton, how they're going to reorganise this. But an early change for them. Veltman, I say, is departing, and Hinchelwood is coming on, the youngster, wearing number 41, which is a rather famous number now, isn't it? With our number 41. If it looks like Hinchelwood's going over to play right back, I don't know if that's his natural position actually, but anyway, he's going over to play right back after 26 minutes. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, up against Martinelli, that could be interesting, couldn't it? Anyway, the referee is going to drop the ball, an uncontested drop ball to Brighton, which is just going to give back to the goalkeeper, who did have the ball, of course, at the time that Veltman went down. Brighton trying to play it out from the back. They're certainly confident on the ball, Brighton, aren't they? Even in tight areas. Look at this, they played that well, and then James Milner lets that ball run out. Terry says, Miley for Newcastle done well, scored a nice goal. Yeah, he did. He's a great little player, isn't he? See, this is the thing, isn't it? But you don't know how good these youngsters can be unless you give them a chance. You know, I mean, yes, Newcastle maybe wouldn't have played Lewis Miley had it not been for the injury situation, but he's come in and he's done really well, hasn't he? 17 years old. Wow, can you imagine? Arsenal playing a 17-year-old. Well, we did when Bukayo Saka was here, but that was, of course, under a different manager. Saka now, of course, established himself. But had he not been given a chance at 17, Bukayo Saka, who knows where he'd be now? Who knows? We'd be playing in the first team now. You just don't know, do you? You've got to give players opportunities, young players. Anyway, Arsenal played this pretty well, actually. Gabriel Jesus has done well. He's held off a challenge there. In fact, unfairly, says the referee. He's given a free kick to Brighton. Jesus is holding his hands up as if to say he's surprised about that. I mean, yeah, he did lead with his elbow, actually, to be fair. He was trying to shield the ball. He was trying to shield the ball from Billy Gilmore. He has caught the Brighton player with his elbow, actually. So, yeah, you can... I think that probably is a free kick, let's be honest, to Brighton. Billy Gilmore was just getting helped back to his feet by a Lewis Dunk. little bit of a height difference between those two, isn't there? Lewis Dunk and Billy Gilmore of about 5 inches. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus just shakes the hand of the Scotsman, and it is going to be a free kick to Brighton. In fact, they played the ball back to Van Heck, who's put under pressure from Gabriel Jesus, but he manages to get the ball back to goalkeeper Verbruggen, and he plays it back to Van Heck over on that far side. He chips the ball in towards the centre circle. Ferguson's come deep, but loses out to William Saliba. And Arsenal trying to come forward now with Saliba himself, and then Saliba's fouled by Pascal Gross, and it's going to be a free kick now to Arsenal, which Martin Odegaard's going to take. Very central, midway inside the Brighton half. 29 minutes played. Still no breakthrough in this game. Arsenal 0, Brighton 0, and it's gone off the boil a little bit. Arsenal started really, really brightly, but it's been quite even after about sort of 7 or 8 minutes in, when Arsenal very much on top. There's been very little to choose between the sides. Arsenal had 1 or 2 little opportunities, a couple of efforts straight at the goalkeeper, but other than that, we've not created too much. I mean, Brighton haven't created anything. Arsenal had much more possession, but there's not much to choose at the minute between the sides. Martinelli now is going to run at young Hinchelwood, gets the cross in. Lewis Dunk's there. What cool defending that was. Just chested it back to the goalkeeper under a bit of pressure as well. Lewis Dunk again showing his defensive qualities there. And you do feel that young Hinchcliffe is going to struggle against Martinelli. And that could be somewhere where Arsenal can profit in this game. But that was a nice little touch there from Dunk back to his goalkeeper in a crowded penalty area. That was showing really coolness there. Anyway, Ferguson steps in, has won the ball back for Brighton, and then the second ball is won by Arsenal, but it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. And Billy Gilmore now in possession, touches it off to Dunk again inside the Brighton 6-yard box, goes longer this time, looking for Mitoma, but William Saliba's there and gets the ball back to goalkeeper David Raya. We've played 30 minutes here at the Emirates, still 0-0. And Brighton, who've got such a good record here, as we've said, will be pretty happy so far, won't they, where the game's gone? They've kept it tight. They've kept themselves in it, and they've had 1 or 2 moments on the counter attack without creating anything. But Arsenal coming forward again now. Over on that far side, Jesus gets the ball out to Gabriel Martinez. He's going to run at Hinchelwood again. But that was a bit better defending there from the youngster for Brighton. But Martinez still got the ball. Now it's with Kai Havertz over on that far side. Now it's Zinchenko trying to work some space on the edge of the box. Finds Martin Odegaard, touches it off to William Saliba. That's with Ben White, plays it in field to Bukayo Saka. Arsenal again, a lot of possession, knocking the ball around, but not making too many inroads towards the goal. That's a good ball though. It's inside. Bukayo Saka pulls it back. Shot comes in over the top from Martinelli. That was the biggest chance for Arsenal there. Saka got in behind the Brighton defence, pulled the ball back, and Martinelli's put it over. It was Martin Odegaard with the ball there, released Bukayo Saka, pulled it back. Martinelli with open goal pretty much, put it over the top. And that was a big chance. He was under pressure there from Van Heck, which made it more difficult for him outside of his foot to pass there for Martin Odegaard. And Saka's pullback there was put over by Martinelli. Which Andrew says missed an open goal. It was an open goal pretty much, yeah. But I was going forward again. Martin Odegaard plays it across the box again. Van Heck's there. Brighton having to defend for their life at times. Nathan says, what a ball that was. It was a great ball, yeah. Martin says it should be 1-0. Terry says Nelly should be scoring that. Yeah, he should, of course. He should be scoring that. We know that. But he was putting a little bit of pressure, you have to say, from Van Heck. And he put it over the bar. Big miss. The biggest miss of this game so far. 32.5 minutes played. Martin Odegaard touches the ball off Ben White's cross. Looks like it's slightly overhit. And it's headed out by Hinchelwood. And Adingra keeps it in, but only as far as Zinchenko. Some more relentless pressure from Arsenal now. Zinchenko plays it forward to Martinelli again inside the area. Tried a shot. It hit Evan Ferguson, who's back defending. And then Adingra is fouled by Kai Havertz. And it is going to be a free kick to Brighton. Mark C says laid it on a plate for him. Yeah, he did. It was a lovely pullback as well, wasn't it? And yeah, Martinelli should have just rolled that in. But he's put it over the bar. And that's a big chance missed. And we saw yesterday with the women's game how big chances missed can come back and haunt you later in a game. Let's hope that's not the case today, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, Declan Rice now plays it up this near side. Bukayo Saka can have another run at James Milner. Held up briefly. And James Milner tries to get a tackle and doesn't. And Arsenal keep possession with Gabriel Jesus. Plays it to Martin Ødegaard. Gets clear of Mitoma, Martin Ødegaard, and then pings the ball out to that far side. Zinchenko finds Martinelli. This is good from Arsenal if we can get the ball into the box. Martinelli goes around the outside. Oh, he should have crossed it. Didn't want to cross it, did he? And Hinchelwood does well there, actually, and manages to win the goal kick. But Martinelli got past his man. He should have crossed it there, shouldn't he, straight away? And he didn't. And then the defender got back. They're just showing that chance again for Martinelli. He's got to steer it into the net, actually. You look at the slow motion replay, really, yes, there's a defender there, but he's just got to be more composed there, more calm, hasn't he? And pop that in the net. And instead, he's just put too much on it. Anyway, Brighton coming forward now on that far side, but Zinchenko puts it out for a throw, which Adingra is going to take. No, he's not. He's going to leave it, actually, Adingra. He's been in some good form, hasn't he, for Brighton in recent games. Scored a couple of good goals. Anyway, Ferguson now holds the ball up, but it ricochets off Kai Havertz, and William Saliba's there. Fought back, going back to David Raya, but instead has kept possession and gone square to Declan Rice. Pops it in to midfield to Kai Havertz, and now it's back with Gabriel Jesus very deep. Now Zinchenko. Brighton forcing us back here. Lana now pressing William Saliba, and that's with Ben White. Play that was near side to Bukayo Saka. Plays it forward to Declan Rice, who's made a good run forward, but runs into a challenge there from Pascal Gross. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. 35 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. Are we going to find a breakthrough before half time? We've had all of the chances in this game, but we haven't really, apart from that Martinelli, that big chance from Martinelli, we haven't really tested the goalkeeper enough, have we, for the possession that we've had and the opportunities that we've created. Declan Rice over on that far side finds Martinelli again. Again, he's going to have a little run at Hinchelwood, but cuts in field instead, finds Declan Rice. His ball, Kai Havertz touches it off to Ben White. Now it's with Bukayo Saka on this near side. Can he get a cross in? Bukayo Saka. White's gone around the outside. He goes back instead to Martin Ødegaard. Just gets the ball stuck under his feet a little bit there, but manages to find Saliba. Now it's with Declan Rice. This is good passing from Arsenal. Will it end up being a goal? Martin Ødegaard twisting and turning, looking for some space there. Maybe overdid that a little bit, and Billy Gilmore pinches it off him. He did too much there, Martin Ødegaard, didn't he? He could have passed it earlier, but Brighton can't get the ball clear at the minute. It keeps coming back. Martin Ødegaard again. Again, Billy Gilmore's in close proximity, but he manages to lay the ball off. Now it's with Zinchenko. Goes past the challenge there by Adingra. In fact, it's a foul by Adingra on Zinchenko. Arsenal take it quickly, but too quickly for the referee, who's going to call it back. Zinchenko tried to take the free kick quickly there, but the referee didn't like that and has called it back. And it's going to be retaken. And we have taken it quickly again, but a little bit too quickly. Mitoma steps in past Ben White, who then holds him off and has conceded a free kick. In fact, it's going to be a yellow card to Ben White, the first yellow card of the game. Pushed there on Mitoma. It was a poor free kick from Arsenal, actually. We took it a little bit too quickly. Mitoma stepped in, got away from Ben White, and then Ben White in fact, it was Zinchenko's mistake, and then Ben White pulling Mitoma back to stop the counter-attack. And that's obvious yellow card, really, isn't it, when you for that sort of a foul. Anyway, it is a free kick to Brighton, which they've taken. We are coming up towards the 38 minutes. So we're cutting down towards half time, and it's still 0-0. Are we going to see a breakthrough for Arsenal before the break? Pascal Grosso in possession for Brighton inside the centre circle. Finds Van Heck on that far side, touches it back to Gross again. That ball played forward by Billy Gilmore, cut out though by William Saliba. Now he finds Martin Ødegaard. Arsenal trying to come forward on a counter-attack. Zinchenko, he's got Martinelli outside him. He finds Kai Havertz, Martinelli over on that far side. Martinelli's done really well. Good save. It falls to Kai Havertz. Shot on the turns, blocked. And now Matoma can clear the ball away for Brighton. It was a good save actually there from Van Bruggen there. He did really well to deny Gabriel Martinelli. He got clear over on that far side. And then Kai Havertz's follow-up was blocked inside the penalty area. It was a good ball from Zinchenko, put Martinelli away. He got clear. The shot was well saved, and then the rebound fell. Good block, actually, from Van Heck, who's been very, very strong at the back for Brighton, you have to say, in this first half. Arsenal coming forward again, though. It comes off the defender. It's going to be, well, it was Pascal Gross, actually. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal over on that far side, which Gabriel Martinelli is going to take Zinchenko there, trying to get more from the crowd. But it is a corner. William Saliba's up there. He did score recently against Burnley, didn't he, at the Emirates, from this similar situation. William Saliba, he's in there again. Declan Rice is in there as well. Martinelli's ball to the near post, flicked on by Declan Rice, but over the top. Very 1980s style corner that, wasn't it? A near post flick on. But that one was too high. It's gone over the top, and it is a goal kick to Brighton into the last 5 minutes of this first half. That Arsenal really dominated much of it, but we haven't really been able to get that breakthrough, have we? And we almost had a chance there when Kai Havertz shot on the turn there, but it's a great block from Van Heck, who's been outstanding for Brighton, you have to say, in this first half. He really has. But it is a free kick to Brighton. Well, that's a goal kick, sorry, to Brighton, isn't it? After that header from Declan Rice was flicked over the top. And they go short again. The goalkeeper now, Verbruggen, goes long. But Ferguson can't win that header. And Arsenal again pick up possession in midfield. Declan Rice, Billy Gilmour steps in. But it has gone out. It's a throw to Arsenal. Ben White takes it. Goes back to William Saliba. And Brighton trying to force Arsenal back, but not really much success. They've not had one shot on goal yet, Brighton, in this first half. Unsurprisingly, I suppose. Aston Villa are drawing 0-0 at Brentford as well. Another game that's going to affect the title race at the moment. You know, Villa are right in there, aren't they? They've had a good couple of weeks, haven't they, Aston Villa? And they are drawing 0-0 at Brentford as well. West Ham are 2-0 up against Wolves. They're only 2 goals. Kudos has got both of them for West Ham, actually, which is pretty good going, isn't it? And in the WSL, Chelsea are 2-0 up at Bristol City. Aaron Cupper's got a second goal, so they're on their way to the 3 points, aren't they? Man City are winning 4-1 at Everton. A hat-trick for Bunny Shaw, another hat-trick for Bunny Shaw. And Man City will be above us as well on goal difference, won't they? In the WSL. Anyway, here it is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. Gabriel inside the centre circle for Arsenal, still looking for this breakthrough. As we head towards half-time, 3 minutes left of this first half. Matoma then just pulled back Saka, and it's going to be a free kick. Saka's Mikel Arteta's waving his hands about, not quite sure why. Probably expecting there to be a yellow card for Matoma. Saka saying Saka now is having a word on his near side with the 4th official, I think. Matoma is now going to get a yellow card. See, I don't think those two situations are the same. Saka's heading towards his own goal, and he's got pulled back, which is a foul. I don't think that should be a yellow card, actually. Mikel Arteta's just got a yellow card as well for waving his arms about like a demented seal that he tends to do quite a lot. And he's got a yellow card as well. So he'll probably get another touchline ban, won't he, soon? He never learns, does he? Anyway, Matoma has got a yellow card there. See, the first one on Ben White was stopping a counter-attack. Right, and we're heading towards Arsenal's goal, and Ben White's pulled him back. That's a yellow card. Saka's one there. Saka's heading towards his own goal, and yes, he was pulled back, arm on his shoulder. It's a foul, but it's not a yellow card because it's not the same situation. It's not stopping a counter-attack, is it? Because Saka's heading towards his own goal. So I don't think that should have been a yellow card, but anyway, not to worry. Saka's just lost the ball again, though. to Van Heck, who's been brilliant for Brighton. I think what a defender he is. If you're looking at new signings for Arsenal, if we're looking for defensive signings, that Van Heck looks a hell of a player. Rajendra says, I disagree. It's the same foul as it enables Mitoma to score against us. No, Mitoma there, Saka, sorry, is heading towards his own goal and he's pulled back. So it's not the same situation, whereas Mitoma was actually heading towards our goal when Ben White fouled him. So Ben White definitely should be a yellow card. That's the sort of foul, because it's almost like a professional foul, isn't it? You're denying the other team a counter-attack, so it's a yellow card. Whereas the second one wasn't. It was just a foul. That's it, a foul. It wasn't a yellow card, and it's, not all pullbacks are yellow cards, are they? Depending on the circumstances of it. So I don't think that should have been a yellow card for Mitoma, personally. But anyway, there you go. Anyway, Declan Rice now in possession for Arsenal. Just touches the ball off to Gabriel over on that far side. We're into the last minute of the 45, but obviously there's going to be some stoppage time. There was a couple of stoppages for Joel Veltman, of course, before he had to go off injured. So we're looking at maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you would imagine, of stoppage time at the end of this first half. We'll find out exactly how many minutes very, very shortly. But it is still Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. It's been quite a frustrating first half in the sense that Arsenal have had all the chances but haven't been able to find the back of the net. Big miss from Gabriel Martinelli, but Saka now coming clear down this far side. Bukayo Saka. Saka's gone around the outside, but he still managed to get across him, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, who comfortably handles that. He's done well, the Brighton goalkeeper, hasn't he? Rajendra says there, no, you would accept that if Brighton scored from that, you would be happy. How could Brighton have scored? It was a foul. The decision for a foul was right. Obviously, he's pulled him back and Brighton got the ball. So it's a foul, but it's not a yellow card for the Brighton player. That's what I mean. Of course, it's a foul. Stop the play for the free kick to Arsenal. Yes, absolutely. But it's not a yellow card. Anyway, Saka now on this near side, plays the ball back to Martin Odegaard's going to line up a shot. He does line up a shot. Whoa, it hits Lewis Dunk in the face there. Good defending there from the Brighton captain. And that is with Gabriel Jesus inside the penalty area. Arsenal fighting to try and get this breakthrough. There's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end. I thought it'd be something like that, 3 or 4. It is 4, and we've played a minute of that already. Actually, now the ball's played up this near side. It is for Ben White. He's faced with Mitoma. Now it's back to Martin Odegaard. Plays it into Bukayo Saka. Now it's with Martin Odegaard. Tried to fight. He's come to Jesus inside the box. His shot was blocked. And I think it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Van Heck seems a little bit surprised it was a corner. Let's have a look at the replay. It fell a little bit, fortunately, to Gabriel Jesus on the edge of the area, actually, because the shot, first of all, they're just showing that was a Martin Odegaard shot that was blocked by Dunk. And then it was this one here. It fell to Jesus. And was it Pascal Gross maybe got a foot in? And that's why it's a corner to Arsenal. It is Arsenal's third corner. They've all been over on that far side in front of those Brighton fans. It is going to be Martinelli to take it again. Can Arsenal get the breakthrough before half-time? We've played nearly 2 minutes of the 4 of stoppage time. Is there time to get this goal? Martinelli's corner towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Headed out again by Van Heck. Falls to Martin Odegaard on the edge of the penalty. Does well. Gets it out again to Martinelli. Can he get a cross in? Martinelli plays it into Jesus. Goes back to Martin Odegaard over on that far side. Now it's Martinelli on the edge of the box. Can he get a shot away? He can't because it's blocked. Good defensive work again by Brighton. But Saka now inside the box. Fires over. But I think it's a free kick given already for a handball. And that is the end of that. Rajendra says it's still a professional foul. It isn't really, though, is it? Because he's he's going towards his own goal, Saka. I don't think it is a professional foul. It's a foul and it's a free kick, and that's it. John says Villa 1-0 down. Are they? Oh, okay. So Villa are losing. Wow, at Brentford. Anyway, some of these shin pads fell off. It's a tiny little shin pad, isn't it? It's actually the youngster Hinchelwood. What's the point of having a shin pad like that? Can't be really good, can it? Rajendra says, are you saying that a foot breaking tackle, and if Saka was moving towards around, yeah, but that's a different type of tackle, isn't it? A foot breaking tackle is a yellow card or possibly a red card, but just to pull back on the shoulder is not always a yellow card unless it's going to be stopping a counter attack or stopping a goal scoring chance. Anyway, Brighton coming forward now. The final moments of this first half. Cross comes in. David Raya fumbles it a little bit, but manages to collect it out of the second attempt. And we are coming down towards the end of this first half. It was the cross there, and Oh, a little bit of dodgy handling from David Ray, but he got away with it. There was a Dinger's cross, and David Ray has done okay in the end to grab it at a second attempt, as Ferguson was looking to pounce. And we are just about to finish this first half. And David Ray goes long up that far side, but Van Hexer again, really good play from him. He's been brilliant for me in this first half. The Brighton centre back, the Dutchman, really good. And he made a mistake at Brighton. Saka's in. Is Saka going to find the goal here? Oh, and he fires over the top again. Another chance goes begging for Arsenal, and that will probably be that for this first half. It was a mistake at the back from Brighton. They've not made too many there. It was Mitoma actually, and then Odegaard just touched it to Saka, got inside the box onto his right foot, and Lewis Dunk there came across the front of him to try to make it difficult for him. But really, he's got to hit the target from there, and he's fired it high into the clock end. And there goes the half-time whistle. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. Not the sort of first half we was expecting in a way, but Brighton have defended for their lives. We've had a lot of opportunities, not been able to take them. And at half-time, it is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. We've been here before, haven't we? Nathan says, thoughts on that first half? Well, Arsenal have played well. We've had a lot of possession. We've created some chances. Just not great finishing at times. Obviously, Martinelli with a big miss, put it over an open goal, and we've had one or two other opportunities that we've not been able to take. So the performance has been good, but lacking the goal. And while it's 0-0, of course, as we know, anything can happen. Brighton are still in this game. Terry says, rubbish. It's like watching the girls yesterday. Well, this game's got a similar feel to that game. I was saying it a bit earlier. You know, Arsenal dominating the ball, dominating the chances, but missing those opportunities. And you know, we know that Brighton, although they haven't created anything really, we know they've got quality on a counter attack, and you know, they've got a goal in them, Brighton, without a shadow of a doubt. So we need to get that breakthrough second half, don't we? And hopefully we can find an early goal, and that will help. But the longer the game goes on at 0-0, the more difficult it's going to be. And I say Brighton will, you know, Brighton are still in it at the moment, aren't they? They've kept themselves in the game, and that's, you know, that's what you've got to do. And when you're away from home, particularly at one of the bigger sides in particular, you've got to keep yourself in the game for as long as you can. Mark C says there, we are begging to give Brighton a 2-0 lead, aren't we? We do this so many times, dominate but don't score. We could easily be 3-0 up. No, yeah, we could be 3-0 up, exactly, but we're not. And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the danger. Jamie says, is it time to worry? One goal in the last 225 minutes of football. Yes, it is, but you know, obviously you're taking into account the PSV Eindhoven game in midweek with a much changed team in a bit of a dead rubber. Yes, obviously we didn't score last week against Aston Villa when we created several chances. We've not scored in this half, having, you know, created several chances. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's time to worry. We need to be a little bit more clinical. Absolutely, we do. You know, we can't rely on creating 25 chances every game to get a goal. We need to be more clinical. Absolutely, we do. And when you're on top in a game, you've got to score, because every team in the Premier League can cause you problems and score goals. And you know, Brighton, although they've not really attacked much, when they have done, you can see they've got quality. They just haven't really been able to cause us too many problems yet. But as the game goes on, the longer it goes on, there will become more space. Always is. The game becomes more open later on in the game. There'll be chances. I'm sure Brighton will have one or two opportunities of their own, and we've got to take ours. Quite honestly, we've got to. Terry says there, Brighton, and that is 2 or 3 bad mistakes in Jen. Yeah, I mean, he's that the thing was got past him a couple of times, hasn't he? That cross right at the end of that first half. You know, he's got to stop that cross. He's got to do more to stop that cross, isn't it? Daniel says, no, it's not like the same as yesterday. The goal we let them have was Manu's fault, which didn't move towards the open ball to reduce the angle, which just rolled in slowly. See, I disagreed that it was Manu's fault. What happened yesterday was, if you look at the replay of the goal, as the Tottenham player Martha Thomas is coming to the ball, she's shaping to kind of put it into that other side of the goal. And then at the last minute, it's almost, I don't know if she scuffed the shot, but it's gone the other side. And she's moved one way already, Manu Ginsberg, and the ball's gone the other way. You can't readjust that quickly. It's humanly not possible. And that's why she didn't move for the ball, because she'd already moved slightly over to the other side. She'd moved to her left, anticipating that's where the shot was going to come, because that's where it looked like she was shooting towards. And then obviously the ball bobbled off the other side and she couldn't get down quick enough. But it doesn't matter anyway. Even if Manu Zinsberger threw a ball in her own net yesterday, the reason why we lost that game is because we had 25 billion chances and didn't score any of them. That's why we lost that game. You know, Manu Zinsberger could have made 10 mistakes yesterday and we still should have won the game with the opportunities that we had. You know, 31 chances that we had or something, and we didn't score. That's not Manu Zinsberger's fault. She's supposed to go up the other end and stick the ball in the net, is she? No. She was unlucky with that goal. But there's no way you can blame the goalkeeper for that. Absolutely no chance. The strikers are at fault yesterday. Absolutely. You know, Russo missed 3 big chances, 2 headers. She's got to get them on target. You know, we were unlucky. The goalie played well for Tottenham as well on a couple of occasions. But, yeah, we wasn't ruthless enough yesterday. Mark C says, there's only one way to be more clinical in front of goal. Get a proven clinical try. Yeah, no, you're telling me, my friend. I totally agree with you. I've been saying this for ages, as you know. Absolutely, that is the way. But are we going to get that striker in January to get us over the line? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we are. But we'll see. Let's wait and see what January brings first. Terry says, with January we had 30 shots, so you can't blame Zins. Exactly, I agree with you for that. Yeah, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff on social media yesterday about everyone blaming the goalkeeper. It's like, no, the goalkeeper wasn't the reason why we lost yesterday. January says she should have moved forward like their keeper who kept saying, well, no, I mean, she was anticipating the shot coming to her left-hand side because that was the angle that Martha Thomas was coming at the goal at. So that's what you do as a goalkeeper. You think, well, the shot's going to more likely going to go that way. So she'd slightly move that way. And then, of course, because she scuffed the shot and it's bounced off the other way, you can't possibly readjust your body in time. It'd already gone past her before she had a chance to move. And it looks bad because she stood there and the ball rolled past her. But it wasn't like it was close to her. It was, you know, she was standing slightly more to the left of the goal. The ball's gone over that side. There's no way she could have got there. It was too far away from her in that quick amount of time. When you look how close to the goal this Martha Thomas was and how close Zinsberger was to her, there was no chance she could have readjusted in time. Absolutely not. But, you know, that's not the reason we lost it. I say she could have thrown one in the net. She still wouldn't be to blame for us losing that game. Regenda says we could not have lost if we did not let them have a goal. Yeah, but you see, we should have scored 6 or 7 goals in that game anyway. We should have won, and we didn't because we didn't score the goals. And you know, who? If you look at the goal back, Martha Thomas made a run into the box. No Arsenal player tracked her. That was the reason why we conceded that goal. Because if the midfield player had tracked her back into the box, then she wouldn't have had that chance because she'd probably the pass would have been cut out, or she'd have been put under pressure and she wouldn't have been able to get the shot away. So that's more of a fault than the goalkeeper in all of that. I would say there's probably 4. If you look back at the goal from when it started from the Tottenham goalkeeper all the way through the pitch, there'd be four different occasions when we were poor in that build-up. We could have stopped that goal before it even got to the shot. Your goalkeeper can't save every shot they have. It's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Terry says we should have brought on Super Jen as our centre forward. We would have won 6-1. Well, we should have brought on our actual centre forward a little bit earlier than we did. Stina was stuck on the bench for too long yesterday. But anyway, Regina says so. She should next game, as you say, throw the ball into her net, and possibly we could win. Well, no, what I'm saying is, with the chances that we had, we should have scored 4, 5, 6 goals. So had Manu's thrown the ball in our net, we should still have won because we had the chances. In the next game, we might not create that many chances. We just might not do it because not all games that you do, it may well be the next game we don't create those number of chances and we're going to have to be solid at the back and win 1-0. But that game yesterday, the way it played out was that we created chance after chance after chance after chance. We should have been 4 or 5 goals up before they even scored. And had 2 or 3 of those chances gone in, the goal that they score wouldn't have mattered, would it? In the next game, it might be totally different. We might not create all those chances, and we might end up having to battle away for a 1-0. But every game is different, isn't it? And that game yesterday, the reason why we didn't win that game is because we missed. You can't miss that many chances in a game and expect to win. You just can't. Regenda says, yeah, sometimes you can create a chance, but their defending was good. Yeah, their defending was good, but also, despite their defending being good, we had clear chances, didn't we? A lot of clear chances. And I think if you have clear chances, with the quality that we've got as in our front line of our team, we've got to score, put some of them in the net, however well they defended. And they did defend well. The goalkeeper played well. They did defend well. But we still had clear opportunities. It's not like they were blocking everything. We had clear chances at goal. And the shots either was going straight at the goalkeeper, over the crossbar. You know, Russo missed a couple of headers. He didn't get them on target. You know, 3 headers, 2 of them were. And, you know, we had the chances to have won that game. Everybody knows that we did. Even Jonas said it himself, didn't he? You know, if we play that game, he said 9 times out of 10, with that number of opportunities, we'd win that game 9 times out of 10. We would. But on the one occasion when it really mattered, we didn't get the goal. And that's sometimes what happens, isn't it? I remember there was a game, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, Chelsea played away at Reading. And it was a similar game. They conceded, in that game, Chelsea conceded an early goal. They then proceeded to have 50 chances, didn't score and lost 1-0. It happens. It happens to the best teams. It happened to us yesterday. It does happen. You know, and so far in this game for Arsenal, it's happened as well, hasn't it? We've missed a lot of chances in that first half. And if we lose this game 1-0, say, for example, right, what will happen is, I mean, we don't know it's going to happen, but let's just say it does. In the second half, say we concede a goal, say David Raya makes a mistake because he's made a mistake for a couple of goals previously. David Raya makes a mistake. We concede a goal. We lose 1-0. It would be so easy, wouldn't it, to say, well, David Raya's cost us that game. Not for, forgetting the fact that Martinelli's missed an open goal at 0-0, puts us 1-0 up, different game. You know, yesterday, Caitlin Ford scores that shot, hits the post. She was unlucky there. It wasn't a bad miss. It was unlucky. But that goes in, we're 1-0 up. Then we win that game. We go on from there. We probably score 2 or 3 more, win that game. Martinelli puts that in there for that goal there, just in that first half, instead of putting it over the bar. We then probably go in at half-time 1 or 2-0 up. We win the game. So that those moments are just as important, aren't they? More important, because that's the way it goes, isn't it? So yeah, it is small margins. Yoda said that yesterday, and he's right. It's mentioned a lot, isn't it? It's very small margins in football, and you've got to take your chances when they come along. Yes, of course you have. And at the other end, you've got to defend better and stop the ball going in your net at the other end of the pitch. And yesterday, we didn't do either of those 2 things. We missed the chances at one end, and then we conceded the goal at the other end. It's poor defending, and that's the 2 things combined results in you losing the game. And that could still happen in this game for Arsenal. It's still 0-0, and we haven't took our chances that we've had. If Brighton are more clinical, they haven't had a chance yet. If they get one chance and stick it in, which happens like Tottenham did yesterday, it becomes a lot more difficult, doesn't it? Regina says this: if you can't score, you should not let them score. No, you're absolutely right. Of course, you should. You don't want to let the other team score, do you? But in that game yesterday, their goal was 50 something minutes, wasn't it? So there was loads and loads of time left. And after they scored, we still had another 10 chances to have got a goal or 2 back, and we didn't take them, did we? Of course, you don't want to concede a goal. No one should concede a goal. No, absolutely not. You don't want to. Clean sheets are what win your trophies. And had we not conceded a goal yesterday, we would have. But even if we'd drawn 0-0 yesterday, that's still a poor result in the circumstances of the game, that we dominated and we created all those chances, 31 shots at goal. Even to draw that game 0-0 would have been a disappointment, wouldn't it? Because you can't create all them chances and not score. You've got to score. You've got to score 2 or 3 goals with that many shots at goal. You've got to do that. Yes, if you don't do that, you've then got to keep a clean sheet and take the draw and say, okay, fair enough. But yeah, the reason why we lost that game is because of all those chances that we missed. We only had to take 2 of them, and there was at least 2 good chances, simple chances that we should have taken. We win that game, and everyone's happy. No one even mentioned the goal we conceded, really. No one talked about it much. Certainly no one's going to be blaming Manu, who I didn't think was at fault for the goal anyway. I can't remember who the midfield player was that didn't track Martha Thomas. They're to blame for the goal, whoever that was. I don't know if it was Vicky Palova. I don't know if it was Leah Walty. Whoever it was didn't track her, left her to have that shot. They're to blame for that goal. Terry says, a draw to us yesterday is as good as a loss. We needed to win. Because the Chelsea game means nothing now apart from bragging rights. He said it doesn't even mean bragging rights, does it? Because that's still 3 points clear. Regina says, I was there and it did not seem like we could score after they scored. We had loads of chances, though, didn't we? We never looked like scoring all game, actually. But we had loads of chances. We should have stuck some of them in the net. I thought we had after they scored, we had more chances in that last 10 or 15 minutes. The ball was pinging around their penalty area a lot, wasn't it? You know, we had balls into the box. You know, Beth Mead had a good chance that was blocked. The goalkeeper made a couple of saves. You know, in the last 10 minutes, I was convinced in that last 10 minutes before stoppage time that we were going to score. I was convinced we would because the chances were piling up. But we didn't. And that happens, unfortunately. And let's hope it doesn't happen too many times again. Anyway, the team's coming back out for the second half here at the Emirates, where it is still 0-0, and Arsenal missed chances again. It's been a weekend of missed chances for Arsenal, isn't it? Let's hope that the second half can change that. Jorginho is not in the squad today. I don't know if he's injured or something, but he's dressed in casual clothes, shall we say. Magellan says there were 2 or 3 chances that were good in the first half. It was good defending by us. But yeah, it was, yeah. And then there was about 25 chances in the second half that some were defended well, some good saves, and some poor finishing from Arsenal. That was the whole game, actually, wasn't it? The whole game. Anyway, Arsenal back down now for this second half. Can we find a breakthrough here to grab the 3 points, which would be so important? We can't really afford to drop points again, having lost against Aston Villa last week. We were very, very close at Luton in the game before to dropping points as well. A very, very late goal there got us out of trouble, as we know. So we could be sitting here in you know, we're talking about Man City before dropping points. If it wasn't for that Declan Rice goal at Luton, we'd be sitting here thinking, oh my God, you know, we're going for a similar run. So, you know, we need to get this goal in the second half and go from there and hopefully get the 3 points. It is going to be Arsenal to kick off, attacking the goal to our left, which is the North Bank. And I don't think statistically anymore we necessarily score more goals at the North Bank to what I think we used to, didn't we? Anyway, we are back off and underway. The ball goes back to David Raya, very central, goes long up this near side looking for Kai Havertz, but it is Van Heck again, wins that header. He's pretty much won everything, hasn't he, Van Heck? And if the game finishes like this, he will certainly be in the running for player of the match, won't he? Brilliant performance from the big Dutch defender for Brighton so far, but it's very, very early days still in this game. We've only just started the second half. Declan Rice now bringing the ball forward for Arsenal, plays out to that far side. Ben White finds a Bukayo Saka. Still a lot of empty seats over on that far side. People more interested in getting something to eat because you can't wait 45 minutes without eating, can you? I mean, I don't know how people survive. Anyway, Gabriel Martinelli drops deep, touches that ball off, gets it back again to William Saliba. Now it's with Gabriel. He goes long up through the centre, and there's a chase on there. Oh, good. That was cool there from the goalkeeper, wasn't it? Martinelli made a run there, and the goalkeeper looked like he was going to be caught out, but he just casually laid the ball off as though it was something he does all the time. Verbruggen, who's had a decent game, hasn't he? Terry says, Jonas in the last few games seems to leave changing things too late. Yeah, I think you're right. James says, in the second half, there was a problem in the crowd that put a break in the game for 5 minutes, which may have helped Spurs recover. Yeah, no, I said that at the time. I felt that was bad. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. So the penalty area was going to fall to Saka, was it? No, it isn't, because the goalkeeper's out again and grabs that ball. A good play there by Van Buggen again, who's done well, hasn't he? And no, I thought that was well when that game got held up yesterday. It did seem to take a lot of the momentum out of our play, didn't it? But anyway, that's the way it went, unfortunately. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again over on that far side. Played the ball into Bukayo Saka, and the deflection came back off Saka. It's going to be a goal kick. Looked like it was going to be a corner there. Saka's cross was deflected, and more frustration for Arsenal at the start of this second half. And it is a goal kick to Brighton. We've played 2 minutes. 2 minutes in the second half. And we await the first goal. But the second half started in a similar fashion as the first. Arsenal had a lot of possession, but not really doing too much in terms of forcing the ball into the net. And a free kick given away there by Martin Odegaard, letting his frustration show. And Brighton have taken his free kick quickly. They look to try and get a goal on a counter-attack against the general run of play. They've not had a shot on target, Brighton, in this game. But we've seen it before. One shot on target can lead to one goal, and then suddenly it becomes so much more difficult, doesn't it, from 1-0 down. But anyway, so far it is 0-0. Brighton just knocking the ball around at the back. Just trying to, I think, again, take the sting out of these Arsenal attacks early on in the second half. They are coming forward now with Adingra on this near side, faced by Zinchenko. Played the ball into Ferguson, who's actually did really well to keep possession there to Lallana. Now it's with Christian Gross, that's the old Tottenham manager, Pascal Gross. Again, it's with Adingra. Plays the ball back to Hinchelwood, the youngster who's come on as a substitute for them. Van Heck now plays it back to Hinchelwood. Can he get across? Instead, he plays it out to this near side to Adingra. This is the best that Brighton have had in the attacking sense all game. One mistake again by Zinchenko, loses the ball, and Brighton pick it up. Now it's with Billy Gilmore. Arsenal look as though they've got a good defensive shape here, but Brighton keeping possession in our half. They've not had too much possession in our half, have they, in this game? That ball's dinked over the top, looking for the running behind there of Pascal Gross, but Arsenal managed to deal with a good header from Gabriel. And now we've got a chance of a counter-attack ourselves with Declan Rice on this near side. Done really well. Plays the ball forward to Gabriel Jesus, but Brighton managed to deal with that. Again, Van Heck's there. Again, it's good defending, and Brighton have dealt with that problem. And we're finding it difficult, aren't we, to get this breakthrough here. And Brighton do play some really, they're really comfortable on the ball, aren't they, Brighton? All of their players knock the ball around really well. Even in tight defensive areas, they're not afraid. They trust each other, don't they? And they're a very good side, Brighton, let's be honest. They really are a good side. Well coached, and they've got some good players. And they're certainly giving us a difficult game, as we expected it to be. You know, I always expected Brighton to be a difficult opponent for us. And that's proved to be the case. Anyway, Hinchelwood on this near side just touches the ball in to Pascal Gross. Wasn't a great ball, actually, but Gross has done well to keep possession for Brighton. Billy Gilmore just exchanges passes with Adam Lallana, gets it out to Lewis Dunk. Brighton have had a good spell of possession here, actually. Arsenal can't get the ball at the minute. Van Heck just goes back to the goalkeeper. And he plays it out to that far side, Lewis Dunk. And now Brighton just keeping possession again. Really comfortable, aren't they, on the ball? Good to see. Arsenal now trying to press, but Van Heck won't be rushed, and that's a nice ball up this near side. As Zinchenko steps in, it's a throw, to Brighton on this near side in front of the dugouts. And so this is the best spell Brighton have had a possession in this whole game so far. Hasn't led to any opportunities to score. They've taken this throw up this near side. Adingra loses out there. That's a poor touch. Now Arsenal looking to come forward. Declan Rice plays the ball up this near side. It finds Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz lays it off to Gabriel Martinelli. Looked like he was going to go around the outside. Plays the ball in field instead to Zinchenko. Plays it back to Kai Havertz. He's good from Arsenal. This is good football. Martinelli now. Can he get the cross in? He does get the cross in. It's going to go all the way to the far post. Saka. Good touch from Saka inside the box. But again, Brighton hold it up well, defend it well. And again, they're trying to play it out from the back. Goes back to the goalkeeper. And now it's Van Heck again. Touches it off to Hinchelwood. Now it's back to the goalkeeper. Oh, that's a poor clearance. Goes straight to Declan Rice. Now it's Saka inside the box. Plays it square to Martin Ødegaard. And again, who's there? It is John Paul Van Heck for Brighton again, defending. And that clearance there was poor from the goalkeeper, actually. Fell to Saka, played it into Ødegaard, and Van Heck was across as Martin Ødegaard inside the 6-yard box there. Would have been an easy opportunity for him, or it looked like it was going to be. Great defending again from Brighton, you have to say. But Arsenal got a corner, the first corner of the second half. We played 52 minutes here at the Emirates Stadium. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 0. Saka with this corner from the far side. And Arsenal got a lot of players at the far post this time. The last corner in the first half went to the near post. Is this going to go to the far post? Saka, instead it comes in towards the near post again. It's flicked on. Jesus is there. And Jesus has scored for Arsenal. Simple header. The corner routine works this time. It was flicked on at the near post. Jesus came round the back. And he had an easy header there to head it into the empty net. And finally, we have got a goal. And of course, that makes it. In fact, it was Van Heck's flick on, the Brighton defender, trying to get the ball away, flicked it on, and actually created a goal for Martinelli, we just said how good he played, and we said maybe Arsenal should look at signing him. Well, he's just got an assist for Arsenal. There's 1-0 to the Arsenal indeed. Jesus goal. John says goal. Phil says yes. Finally, we've made the breakthrough, and now that should settle us into this game, and we should go on from this platform and hopefully get a fairly comfortable victory now. A little bit of a scrappy goal maybe in some ways, corner routine, but it was flicked on by the Brighton defender. Jesus was left totally unmarked, couldn't miss from about 4 yards out. Simple header into the net. And Arsenal lead 1-0, which is a score that we like. 53 minutes it was the goal. And Arsenal's fast start to the second half this time was being rewarded. It wasn't in the first half, was it? We had a good start, couldn't get the goal. Terry says, brilliant from Havertz, he kept right out of the way. But I'm sure Havertz would have scored that had the chance fell to him. Anyway, Arsenal are leading 1-0. And just funnily enough, coming after the best spell of possession Brighton had had. But that's football for you, isn't it? That is football. That's the way it goes. Brighton are coming forward again now. Mitoma's in behind. Is he? Good tackle from William Saliba inside the box. Brighton looking for an instant response, but now Arsenal coming forward again on the counter-attack. Kai Havertz plays the ball to Martinelli on this near side. Martinelli going to have a run at this Brighton defence again. He's inside the penalty area. Martinelli ran the outside back again, plays it across the box, and no one was there. James Milner's had to come in and put that behind for another corner to Arsenal, and Arsenal are now looking to try and get the second goal, which would... no one attacking that cross, actually. That's a good ball from Martinelli. That's a really good ball from Martinelli. Deserves someone to be following that in, and in the end, it has gone behind off James Milner. It's a corner to Arsenal. Arsenal's 5th corner of the game. We scored from the last one, didn't we, a few moments ago? Are we going to score from this one as well? It's going to be Saka again with it over on that far side. Bukayo Saka. It was his corner last time. It was flicked on by Van Heck, and Jesus scored. Are Brighton going to fall for the same routine again? Again, Jesus is free. And Jesus gets the header back into Wolsey. Penalty shot comes in from Martin Odegaard, but it's gone just wide. He thought it was deflected, but I don't think it was. And it's gone just wide. Again, it was Jesus won the header from the corner. Fell to Martin Odegaard, and his shot in the end was comfortably wide. And it is a goal kick to Brighton. We played 10 minutes of the second half. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. It's been a deserved Arsenal lead, you have to say. We've had to work hard for it, haven't we? And we finally got ourselves in front, and now we need this to be the platform to go on and get another goal, which we might do now. Martin Odegaard finds Martinelli, plays up this near side. Gabriel Jesus, the goal scorer, cuts in field, plays it back to Martinelli again on the edge of the box. He kills a shot in, headed out again by Van Heck. And Brighton clear the ball away. But Arsenal back in possession again. Brighton can't get hold of the ball at the moment. Declan Rice it is with the ball for Arsenal. Plays it out to Ben White. And now it's back with William Saliba. And it is with David Raya. He's not had a save to make yet in this game. We've played 56 minutes. David Raya hasn't had a save to make. He nearly fumbled across at the end of the first half. That's pretty much all he's had to do. He's had the ball at his feet a few times. Here's Zinchenko put under pressure by Adingra. Plays it back to David Raya again. And now David Raya can go long looking for Kai Havertz. He's committed a foul on Hinchelwood, and it's going to be a free kick to Brighton, who are now making 2 substitutions. Brighton, it looks like it's going to be João Pedro coming on for them, their top scorer, 11 goals this season for the Brazilian, including the winner the other night against Marseille in the Europa League on Thursday. Matoma now coming forward over on that far side for Brighton. He's caused a few problems to us, hasn't he, in recent games. That's a good ball on the overlap. The cross comes in, but William Saliba heads it away. And then Arsenal just about deal with this. Now we can start maybe a counter-attack of our own, but Saka slips at a crucial moment. And Matoma gets the ball back for Brighton. 57 minutes played. And Brighton are about to make a couple of substitutions. They already had to make one in the first half when Veltman was injured. They might have to make another couple. They're going to make another couple now as they try and look for a way to get back into this game. They've not offered nowhere near enough of an attacking threat, have they, Brighton? And maybe that's what they're going to try and change now. Certainly, João Pedro is going to be a danger man, isn't he? So the Brighton top scorer. Ball's back out again over on that far side to Matoma. faced by Saka and Ben White. He goes around the outside. Matoma puts a cross in, cleared away by Declan Rice, only as far as Lewis Dunk, who can dink the ball back over to this near side. That's a good ball, finds Pascal Gross, touches it off. This is a good spell from Brighton again. Hinchelwood, the youngster, that's a good ball to a dinger inside the box. Gets it back again, Hinchelwood. Can he get a cross in? No, he's steady, plays it to Gross on this near side. He might get a cross in towards the far post. Matoma's going to be there, is he? Headed out, though, by Ben White, I think it was, over on that far side. And Arsenal clear that one away. But Brighton's still in possession, actually. Milner plays it back again to Dunk. This is a good spell from Brighton. They've reacted well to the goal, you have to say. But they still haven't managed to have a shot yet, despite some spell of possession. Billy Gilmore now plays it back to Van Heck, gets it back. Gilmore now gets it back to Van Heck again. And it's played out over on that far side. Lewis Dunk again found James Milner in an advanced position. And the ball's gone out off Bukayo Saka. It's going to be a throw to Brighton, attacking that goal where their fans are at the clock end. And I think we're going to see the substitutions now for Brighton. These two, in fact, 3 substitutions they're making. Adam Lallana's going off. Evan Ferguson's going off. Didn't get any service at all today, the big Irishman. And I think James Milner's going off as well. So we're going to see Igor Jr. coming on. We're going to see João Pedro coming on. And we're also going to see Facundo Bornetta coming on as well. So they're the 3 substitutions for Brighton. A couple more attacking players coming on. Maybe going to go for it now in this game. We'll have to see what happens here. But Igor's come on as well at the back to replace James Milner of Brighton, keeping possession over on that far side. Let's see what difference these changes make for Brighton. Van Heck in possession here. Plays it in to Billy Gilmore. Now it's Van Heck again. Putting a little bit of pressure, so it goes back to Dunk. Now it's with Igor, plays the ball back all the way back to the goalkeeper. And so Brighton manager De Zerbi there, Roberto De Zerbi, he's laid out, he's stalled out, hasn't he, for this game? He's made some attacking changes to see if Brighton can get themselves back into this game. But it's going to be a throw to Brighton on this near side. We've played an hour. And it is Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. That goal from Gabriel Jesus early in the second half is the difference between the sides. And Brighton now looking to try and find a way back into this game. Kai Havertz has been fouled. And it's going to be a free kick. It was João Pedro there, his first involvement. Martinelli now looking to try and get cleared out this near side for Arsenal. Martinelli plays it back to Martin Ødegaard, touches it off to Zinchenko. Now it's with Gabriel. Plays it back again to Saliba. Gabriel gets it back on this near side. Finds Martinelli. He's going to try and have a run again at young Hinchelwood. Instead, he's just slows the play down a little bit. Now he finds Zinchenko, gets it back. Martinelli chips into the box to Martin Ødegaard. Good touch from Martin Ødegaard. Can he find a cross? No, he can't. He lays it back to Martinelli. Can Martinelli find a cross? Gets it across, fizzes it across the 6-yard box. Headed away there by Lewis Dunk. A diving header away. And Brighton can't really clear it though. Martinelli again on this near side. Martinelli's crossed the edge of 6-yard box. Headed away again by Dunk. Again, it's not a very convincing header. And in the end, it is going to be a throw to Brighton over on this near side. A couple of good balls fizzed in there though by Martinelli. And Lewis Dunk was there to head him away for Brighton. And it's going to be Hinchelwood with this throw for the visitors today. They've won their last 3 visits here to the Emirates, of course, let's not forget. And one of them, they did come from 1-0 down as well in the Carabao Cup last season to win 3-1, although that was much earlier in the game. Eddie Nketiah gave Arsenal the lead that night, of course. He is on the bench again for Arsenal today. Kai Havertz now on this near side just touches the ball off to Martinelli. And Arsenal just looking to try and get more possession again because Brighton had a good spell, but we've lost the ball. And now a ding on this near side. You can't quite get that pass from Pedro. João Pedro. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. 62.5 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. And it looks as though it is going to be Arsenal heading for the 3 points as things stand. But there's still time left in this game for Brighton to force an equaliser at a ground where they've done so well over the years. But let's see what the rest of this game brings. They've made some substitutions here. Brighton looking to try and get back into the game. Zinchenko's given a ball away to Pedro. João Pedro, we know how dangerous he's been for Brighton this season. Dinks the ball up this near side. It is with a Dingra. It's with the other substitute. Balingo plays it back to Van Heck, who's striding forward actually here for Brighton. Now Lewis Dunk. And Brighton have played some nice football at times in this game without ever offering a goal threat whatsoever. But it only takes one chance, doesn't it? Terry says, come on, Arteta, go to plan B, get all our forward line off and play 9 defenders. There's only 26 minutes left. Yeah, exactly, yeah. You know, Brighton are coming forward now unless near side across comes in. It's headed from the substitute, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, David Raya. And finally, Brighton have a shot on target after 63 minutes. And it was a header there from the substitute, Buonetti. And it was a comfortable save in the end there for the goalkeeper, David Raya. We'll play that to that far side, though. Bukayo Saka with it. Oh, Martin Odegaard's on the overlap. Martin Odegaard, can he pull the ball back? It's back to Saka into the side netting. That was a chance for 2-0. Saka hasn't been able to take it. He's fired into the side netting there. Good counter-attack that was from Arsenal just after Brighton's first effort at goal. Martin Odegaard did well, tried to get the ball back. It was blocked by Van Heck. And then Saka's effort was then pinged into the side net. And they're just showing the Brighton chance again here. There may well have been an offside against Pascal Gross had it gone in anyway. But the header there was a comfortable save. And I don't think it would have counted anyway had it gone in. Anyway, we've played 65 minutes. Martin Odegaard's just got a little bit of a knock there on his foot by the look of it. He's claiming he was fouled. I'm not really sure what happened there. Rajendra says that was offside. Yeah, he looked like he was offside. I'm sure it wouldn't have counted had they scored. Terry said Saka should have passed that to Rice. Yeah, he should have done. Yeah, he had other options there. Saka got a little bit excited, didn't he? The ball felt him in the box and he's lashed at it a little bit. Anyway, Brighton are trying to win the ball back high up the pitch. That's got all the way back though to David Raya, who's done well. It's a good touch from David Raya, actually. I can remember when goalkeepers couldn't control the ball. And now they almost like defenders, aren't they? Anyway, there's a Brighton player gone down. So we've got a break in play again. I'm not sure who it is that's gone down, actually. It might be Matoma. Oh, no, it's not. It's a substitute, actually. Boyanata Williams. So they just caught him there, actually, a little bit. And, he's back on his feet again. He's going to be okay, I'm sure. He won't want to go off, will he? He's going to just come on. And he just had a header as well. A headed opportunity. 66 minutes played here at the Emirates. So Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Midway through this second half, Arsenal looking to get the victory here, which could be so important. Every single point is important this season, isn't it? And we need to get the maximum points here at home to Brighton. We haven't lost at home, actually, since Brighton won here in May. And we're coming forward again with Gabriel Martinelli. Pings the ball up this near side. Jesus. Brighton defence were claiming offside, but it's not been given. Zinchenko now in possession. Plays it back to Jesus again on this near side. Arsenal looking for the second goal. You feel the second goal will seal this. Brighton haven't offered enough going forward, have they, to think that they can get 2 goals back. Although Man City threw away a 2-goal lead, suddenly though Zinchenko's clear here on his near side. Zinchenko pulls it back. It comes to the edge of the box and Martin Odegaard. Can he line up a shot? He does line up a shot. And that's a good defensive block again. Is that Lewis Dunk? Threw himself at that. Wow. And he's got one where you don't want it to go to. And he's now in quite a lot of pain. But it was a great block, actually, by Lewis Dunk. I mean, wow, that was really strong defending. Anyways, Zinchenko got clear the first time. His cross was deflected out by Dunk the first one. And Dunk was in there to block the second one as well. I mean, that's committed defending there, isn't it? I mean, somebody earlier, I think it was Mark, wasn't it, called him the South Coast Tony Adams, Lewis Dunk. And that just epitomised it there. He blocked the first cross from Zinchenko, got up, and then went across to block the second shot from Martin Odegaard. Rajendra says they're painful. It was painful indeed. But the result is it's another Arsenal corner. So he's going to have to do some more defending, Lewis Dunk. And it's going to be Martinelli to take this one for Arsenal on this near side this time. In towards the near post. It's flicked on. Oh, it's headed off the line. Was that Dunk again? That's an amazing piece of defending. It was Lewis Dunk again. He's just done some more fantastic defending. That was Rice flicked it on, and it was going in actually. And Lewis Dunk's got across there to head it back over the crossbar. Wow, that was definitely going in. Great defending again from Lewis Dunk. Terry says, best bit of ball control I've seen all day. It was certainly Lewis Dunk's best bit of ball control. Anyway, it's another corner to Arsenal on this near side. Martinelli's going to take this one again. Swings it in again to that near post. Again, it's a Brighton head. Gets it away. And William Saliba tries to win the second one. And Declan Rice as well. It's bouncing around inside the area. Declan Rice has managed to get possession of the ball. Pulls it back. It hits a Brighton defender again. I think again it was Lewis Dunk actually. He's just a brick wall at the minute. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side. We're coming towards the final 20 minutes. Arsenal still not made a substitution, actually. But in Mike Arteta does love his squad, doesn't he? He trusts them all so much. Can't wait to get them on the pitch, usually. I'm quite surprised he hasn't made a sub yet. Anyway, Zinchenko with his throw finds Kai Havertz. Oh, and also Kai Havertz is giving it away. And suddenly Brighton have got a counter-attacking opportunity here on his near side, but not for long because Jesus just won the ball back. Showed great strength there. Brighton player there claims that he was fouled. I don't think he was. I think it was just strength there from Jesus. Now Martin Odegaard's got a little bit of space, touches the ball off to Ben White. Now with Bukayo Saka. Plays it back to Martin Odegaard again. And Arsenal just looking to try to find that second goal. That would certainly seal this victory. While it's only 1-0 though, Brighton will still feel that they're in this game. And now they've got Pedro on. They're going to maybe offer more of a goal threat in the final 20 minutes. We'll have to see. Zinchenko now, though, plays the ball forward up that far side with Bukayo Saka. He's going to have a little run at Igor. Another Brazilian on the pitch. Lots of Brazilians, but Saka goes past him a little bit too easy. That cross comes in. It's a dangerous ball, actually. And in the end, Hinchelwood stretches and gets that clear. Good play, though, from Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Decent cross as well. Whipped into the edge of the 6-yard box. And then Hinchelwood manages to scoop it away. But it's gone behind for a corner. He couldn't prevent the corner. And again, Brighton have got some more defending to do. We've played 70 minutes. Martinelli with this corner on the near side. Can Arsenal get the second goal? It was a corner that led to the first goal. And Martinelli is getting ready to take this one for Arsenal, looking for that match-sealing second goal. This corner comes into the near post. The goalkeeper gets a punch on it. Not that far away, though. And Arsenal managed to keep the ball on the edge of the Brighton penalty area. Kai Havertz now twists and turns away. Plays the ball back to Zinchenko. And he thought about a pass up this near side, but changed his mind. But he will now find Martin Odegaard. Plays it into the centre circle to William Saliba. And Brighton have pushed out. And forced us all the way back to goalkeeper David Raya. 71 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. And can Arsenal find the second goal that should do the job here for Arsenal today? It's been a difficult game. We've had plenty of chances we've missed. We've had to work hard to get ourselves in front. But a 1-0 lead can be a fragile lead, especially when we're playing at the Emirates, when we do tend to concede a goal. We do seem to be able to find a way to concede a goal, don't we, at home quite often. Anyway, let's see if we can keep a clean sheet today. And Van Heck plays the ball square to Lewis Dunk. That's a good partnership there, isn't it, for Brighton? What a ball it is from Lewis Dunk as well. Puts Matoma in over on that far side. Matoma running at Ben White. Matoma, is he going to find the finish? He's done well there. Or was he caught by Ben White? He's gone down in the box. Referee says no. I don't think it was a foul. But Brighton, they're looking very, very dangerous. Matoma maybe didn't make the most of that opportunity, though, did he? And now Arsenal can break forward themselves on a counter-attack. Bukayo Saka breaking forward in a very central area now. Plays the ball to Gabriel Jesus. Suddenly the game's opened up a bit, hasn't it, now? Gabriel Jesus running at Brighton. If it plays it back to Saka inside the box. Again, that's Lewis Dunk. Brilliant defending there. He's been magnificent in the second half, hasn't he? Van Heck was brilliant in the first half, and Lewis Dunk's been brilliant in the second half for Brighton. Wow, that is proper defending there, isn't it? And suddenly, as I say, the game's really, really opened up. A chance at one end for Brighton with Matoma, and then a chance at the other end. And in the end, it remains Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. But it certainly the game's certainly been more exciting in the second half, hasn't it? There's no doubt about that. And the result is still in the balance, you have to say. Brighton are going to take a few more risks, you would imagine, in these last sort of 15, 18 minutes that remain to try to get themselves an equaliser. I'm sure they will take a draw in this game, the way it's gone for them. But they'll need to find a goal. And they've only had one effort on target all game so far. We've played 72 minutes anyway. Again, the ball out to that far side. Again, it is Matoma. He's a good little player, isn't he? We know how good he can be, the little Japanese winger. Brighton keep possession. Lewis Dunk. He's going to be in with a shout for their best player as well, isn't he? He's done some brilliant defending. Anyway, Van Heck's ball there was picked off by Declan Rice. And now Martinelli is going to have a run at this Brighton defence. Gets past Lewis Dunk, but he doesn't get past the second challenge there. But suddenly the ball's broken to Martin Odegaard inside the box. Is this going to be 2-0? Martin Odegaard, what a save. One-handed that is there by the goalkeeper. That is a fantastic save, you have to say, by the Dutchman there, Verbruggen. But Arsenal on the counter-attack, almost getting the second goal there. Martinelli it was. The ball came kindly in the way to Martin Odegaard. Looked like he was going to score. But that's a brilliant one-handed save. Has he prevented a corner? I don't think he has. But that was an incredible save, actually. One-handed, he was, you know, he'd almost gone past him. It was like that David Seaman save that time. But he's got his left arm out, his right arm out, sorry, and made a brilliant save. But it is a corner. Terry says, what a save. Indeed, it was a brilliant save. Martinelli's cornered out to the near post. Headed out, it's going to be another corner. Rodano says that Brighton are trying very hard. No, they are. They're a good side, Brighton, actually. They're a really good side. And they are trying really hard. They're giving everything. And Arsenal's now got a 10th corner. Brighton haven't had any corners yet. Martinelli again with this one. Let's see if we can create something here. We did score from a corner, of course, as we said. Martinelli's corner this time. Header comes in from Declan Rice. Got the ball back again. Martin Odegaard goes back out to Martinelli. Can he get a crossing? He's gone round the outside. It's good play from Martinelli. Crosses it in. The header comes in from Kai Havertz. Puts it over the bar. And that was a big opportunity there for Havertz to get himself another Arsenal goal. He's in good goal scoring form at the moment, isn't he? But he couldn't finish that one off. It was Martin Odegaard, played it out to Martinelli again. And then he went around the outside. Good play from him. A nice little dinked up cross to the edge of the 6-yard box. And Kai Havertz rose above the Brighton defence there and couldn't keep the header down. 75 minutes on the clock. It remains Arsenal 1. Brighton 0. Terry says Brentford 1 up against Villa. Yeah, we saw that from before. Anyway, it's a throw over on that far side, which Igor takes. What a great name for a Brazilian, Igor. Igor Julio. Anyway, Brighton now inside the centre circle. There's a foul there actually by, can't see who it is, but it was on Gabriel Jesus, Billy Gilmore. Jesus has gone down. And it's a yellow card for Billy Gilmore as well for that challenge there inside the centre circle. He was just stretching a little bit for the ball. He looked like he actually made contact with the ball first, and then his follow-up went into Jesus. And I think a yellow card is the right outcome there for Billy Gilmore. He may possibly have slipped as he went to make the challenge, actually. Anyway, John says Villa 1-1. Is it 1-1 now? Is it? Okay, so Villa have equalised. They're a good side, Villa. They are a very good side. There's no doubt about that. They're also going to be making a substitution. Eddie Nketiah is coming on. He's going to. Oh no, sorry, that's Danny Welbeck coming on for Brighton. Sorry, it'd be just our luck, wouldn't it? Danny Welbeck comes on and gets the equaliser. Anyway, Brighton are coming forward now on this near side. João Pedro's got a bit of a dingle on this near side. It wasn't a great ball though. And Martin Odegaard can pick it off for Arsenal. Brighton didn't make the most of that, did they? Terry says, I'm not saying nothing about 29's miss. No, probably best not to. Martinelli now, a little bit of space for Arsenal. Is this going to be the moment to get the second goal? Martinelli on the edge of the box. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't because he maybe took too long. Martin Odegaard made the run, but Martinelli still got possession. He's gone round and round in circles here and hasn't managed to really create anything, but he's played the ball back instead to Kai Havertz, lays it off to Gabriel. And he kind of tied himself in knots a bit there, Gabriel Martinelli, didn't he? Gabriel, has the ball at the back for Arsenal and gets it back again off Zinchenko. And Brighton are forced us back. 77 minutes played. Arsenal still haven't made one substitution yet. Not one substitution after 77 minutes of this game. Wow. That is crazy, really, isn't it? Anyway, Gabriel chips the ball forward, looking for Martinelli, and he's pushed in the back there by Hinchelwood. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. This might give Brighton a chance to make their change here, which looks like it might be Danny Welbeck coming on for them. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It is a dinger's gone off for Brighton. Worked hard. It is Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck's on for Brighton, former Arsenal player. I thought he gave everything when he played for Arsenal. I always kind of liked him, actually. It was a shame the injuries that he got. I think he could have been even better for Arsenal. But good to see him back at the Emirates again, isn't it, Danny Welbeck? And doing well for Brighton. Scored some important goals for Arsenal, didn't he, Danny Welbeck? Of course, that one against Leicester, the one that sticks in everybody's head, I'm sure, the second winner against Leicester, of course, in that season when Leicester won the league. And we believed, didn't we, briefly there after that goal that we were going to win it ourselves. It didn't turn out to be that way, did it? Anyway, Saliba does well, gets the ball back to David Raya. Under pressure he was there from João Pedro. We're into the last 11 minutes of normal time here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Is this going to be another big victory for Arsenal at the Emirates this season, or will Brighton stage a late comeback? Not if Declan Rice has anything to do. That's a good ball up this near side for Gabriel Martinelli. Again, Martinelli maybe not direct enough. Plays the ball back across the box looking for Saka. It's cleared away by Brighton, but Martinelli's got it back again. Now it's with Zinchenko. And Zinchenko plays the ball inside Kai Havertz. Now it's with Martinelli. Martinelli plays it back again to Gabriel. Arsenal keeping possession now, but Gabriel sees that potential ball forward go off João Pedro. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. And we may well be having to suffer a nervy last 10 minutes here, unless we can get a second goal. While it's only 1-0, you just never know. Zinchenko now with this throw for Arsenal on this near side. Finds Gabriel Jesus. Plays it forward to Declan Rice. Tries to go through a couple of challenges. Kai Havertz. And in the end, it's a free kick to Brighton. We want to get on with this now. We're into the last 10 minutes. It is still Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Oh, and Arsenal are making some changes now. Eddie's coming on and Trossard's coming on as well for these last 10 minutes. Gabriel Jesus going off. Looks like he took a bit of a knock there. But it is Gabriel Jesus' goal that separates the sides here at the Emirates. What an important goal that might prove to be. Terry says Eddie and Trossard coming on. Indeed, they are. Eddie and Trossard are coming on. And it is Jesus. And is it Kai Havertz going off? Not sure the other one going off is. I haven't seen the other one. But Gabriel Jesus going off. His goal, of course, that is giving Arsenal the lead. Regenda says Jesus and Martinelli off. It's Martinelli going off as well. Okay. Trossard is coming on yet for Martinelli. Martinelli worked hard in that game. But Trossard is now replacing him. Of course, former Brighton player, isn't he? Like Ben White. So there's 2 former Brighton players in the Arsenal team now, Trossard and Ben White. And of course, there's 1 former Arsenal player in the Brighton team in Danny Welbeck. So it's a little bit like Friends Reunited, isn't it? On the pitch at the moment. Anyway, Brighton are coming forward with Danny Welbeck. Does well, actually. Gets the ball back again. This is good play from Danny Welbeck. Tries to get the ball through to João Pedro. He's found him. João Pedro over on that far side is happy to let the ball run behind for a throw to Brighton, which he takes himself. And Brighton suddenly looking as though they might try and set up some late drama here at the Emirates. We'll see. Play that ball forward. They're still coming forward here. That's a good ball. Matoma's on the outside. Plays the ball across the box. Oh, that's a big miss for Brighton. Should be 1-1. It was Pascal Gross at the near post. Somehow he's put that wide. And that shows what Brighton are capable of. Matoma it was with the ball across. That was a big, big chance for Brighton. That's their best chance of the entire match. It's coming in the 82nd minute. João Pedro put the ball through to Matoma. That cross at the near post. I don't even know. Has he managed to miss that? You can't explain how he's not put that in the net there. At the near, he's maybe gone with his wrong foot, actually. He's trying to go with his left foot. Maybe he needed it to come across him and take it with his right foot. But he's put it into the side netting, and Brighton's so close to an equaliser. I thought that was in. and maybe it should have been in. That's their best chance by an absolute mile. And that's what I mean. A 1-0 lead is only a very fragile lead, isn't it? But that really should have been 1-1. There's no question about that. That was a big miss for Brighton. And they're suddenly feeling that they might be able to get something from this game. John says there, Villa 2-1 up. Wow. See, that's the top side, that, isn't it? Going 1-0 down away from home. Come back anyway. Brighton coming forward again. But David Raya's out to get that ball on the edge of his penalty area. And suddenly Arsenal looking a little bit nervy now. But that's because it's only 1-0. We've had enough chances to have had this game sealed. There's no doubt about that. But while it's only 1-0, you never know. But Declan Rice now bringing it forward for Arsenal. Is this going to be the moment? Eddie's making a run into the box. Declan's going to go himself. What a great goal that'll be. Another good save, actually, from the Brighton goalkeeper. He's played well. All the defenders for Brighton have played well. Trossard just conceded a foul on Pascal Gross. It was him that missed that big chance for Brighton just a few moments ago. But this was brilliant from Declan Rice. You know, he didn't look like there's anything on it. He's ghosted past one challenge there. He's carried on going, got himself into the penalty area, went past Van Heck, and then that would have been a fantastic goal. But it ended up being a good save, actually. Again, from the Brighton goalkeeper, Verbruggen, who has done really well. With a name like Bart, you have to admire him, don't you, really, just to get away with a name like that, really, in the Premier League. Shame his second name not Simpson. That would be, and he's wearing yellow, actually, so we can call him Bart Simpson because he's on all yellow as well. Anyway, Brighton have kind of come forward themselves now. They did have that big chance a moment ago for an equaliser, which would have given them confidence, I'm sure, confidence that they can still get something from this game and put a big dent in Arsenal's title chances. If you remember yesterday, Man City conceded a late goal against Crystal Palace in a game that they should have won. They were 2-0 up, dominating. Anyway, João Pedro there cuts in, tries a shot, hits William Saliba, but he keeps the ball. João Pedro's looked good since he's come on, the Brazilian for Brighton. Dare I say he's their top scorer. He's got 11 goals, looking to try and get another one now. Again, he's running at that Arsenal defence, gets the ball back. Is there going to be an opportunity? The shot comes in, but it hits Ben White. And suddenly Brighton are looking really dangerous here in these last 5 minutes. Arsenal holding on a little bit, actually. Danny Welbeck now on this near side. He's got history of late goals at the Emirates, hasn't he, Danny Welbeck? John says there we need a second to save Squeaky Bomb time. Indeed we do. And at the moment we don't like getting it either, do we? Brighton have now got a throw in the attacking third. Here the ball went off Zinchenko there, who isn't happy with that decision. And suddenly it's getting rather tense here at the Emirates as we knock down towards the last 4.5 minutes of normal time. There'll be a big chunk of stoppage time as well. There's been some injuries. There's been some substitutions and whatever. So, yeah, there's going to be, Rajendra says, could be 6 minutes. Yeah, there could be at least that much, maybe more. Anyway, Brighton again coming forward. The ball played into the box. Oh, they've missed everybody. There was 2 chances there for headers for Brighton. And nobody got their head on that there. Another let off there for Arsenal. That ball came in there. It's a dangerous cross. And the 2 Brighton players there, 2 of the substitutes it was, came in. And did that come off Zinchenko or not? Not sure if it did. I think it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Wow. Another opportunity there for Brighton. Suddenly it is looking very tense. Arteta's looking tense as well. Brighton have certainly given this a go in the second half now. Arsenal now in possession. Trossard, the substitute, lays it off to Zinchenko, finds Declan Rice, and now it's with Trossard again on this near side. Arsenal just really want to keep the ball and get a little bit of possession. Trossard again just lays it for us. A good ball actually to Martin Odegaard. Now Eddie Nketiah's got some space here. He's got options. Finds Havertz. Havertz through on goal. 1-1 with the keeper. Havertz tucks it away. That is the sealer. That is 2-0. 3 minutes to play. That wraps it up for Arsenal. Kai Havertz with the goal. He's in great form, isn't he? It was actually a well-worked goal. It's Eddie Nketiah with the assist as well. A lovely little ball through. And that'll be that for Arsenal. It took their time coming. It was looking a bit tense, wasn't it? Brighton were coming back into it. They had a big chance to equalise a couple of moments ago. But Arsenal survived, and now we've broken away up the other end. Got the equaliser. Suddenly there was some space in that Brighton defence. There's not been much space there all day. Van Heck had got too far forward. Havertz was in, and that's a good finish. That's what Havertz can do. Rolled that ball past the goalkeeper. Lovely finish into the bottom corner. And Arsenal lead 2-0, and that does it. That will seal the victory for Arsenal. Relief all round, relief for Mikel Arteta, relief for the fans inside the stadium. And Arsenal have got the 3 points won. And again, it's Kai Havertz, 65 million down the drain. And Kai Havertz scores again. Rajendra says, Eddie an assist. It was a good assist from Eddie. Phil says, get in. Steve says, 10-1 on the goal. Yeah, exactly. We said that before the game on Havertz scoring today. Havertz has scored today. It is Arsenal 2, Brighton 0, and we have won this game today. And Kai Havertz is now going off. That's his last contribution to the action today. Kai Havertz, he's going off, going to be replaced by Emile Smith-Rowe. Reece Nelson's also coming on as well. And he is going to be replacing Bukayo Saka. But Kai Havertz there gets a big hug off Mikel Arteta. It was a really well taken goal, you have to say. Terry says, bloody hell, we're never going to get rid of him now. Well, we don't need to get rid of him, do we? He must be our second top scorer now, is he? He must have got, 5 or 6 goals. Anyway, Saka's gone off as well. Reece Nelson's come on, and Smith-Rowe's come on as well for these last few minutes. And Arsenal have got this game won. It is 2-0, finally. Steve says there, see Havertz shake his brother's hand. Kai Havertz has done really well here, hasn't he? Pascal Gross, obviously, Lewis Dunk is speaking to Pascal Gross. He's got himself a yellow card. I think that's frustration from Pascal Gross there for missing that big chance just before we got the second goal. That's been crucial in this game. And Arsenal now are heading to another 3 points. 87th minute, that goal came in, and it was a really well taken goal as well. And now we just have to see this out for the last few minutes plus stoppage time. Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz with the goals today for Arsenal. Big victory this will be. And it's been it's been a difficult game. We've had plenty of chances, yes we have, but we've missed a load, and Brighton kept themselves in it, and they had a big, massive chance to equalise. They're coming forward again. Pascal Gross on this near side. That's a decent delivery, actually. It's going to come all the way across the far post, but it's put behind by Reece Nelson. That's his first touch, actually. It's to concede a corner. And we're into the 90th minute. And Brighton have got themselves a corner. We're going to find out how much stoppage time there's going to be. I think there'll be quite a bit of stoppage time. So if Brighton were to score from this corner, it could be a bit nervy again. 6 minutes, yep, there's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. So if Brighton can score here, it's going to lead to some more nerves, isn't it? Let's see, this corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's straight into the arms of David Raya. We'll take that all day long. And David Raya's in no rush to distribute this ball. Could it be another clean sheet for the Arsenal goalkeeper? And another 3 points for Arsenal. We've played a minute of stoppage time. And it is Arsenal 2 now, Brighton 0. Surely that's enough to win this game. Brighton haven't threatened too often, but they did have a very, very big chance with Pascal Gross to equalise a couple of minutes before that second goal. I said at half time, football can be sometimes small margins, and that's definitely what's happened here. A big miss for Brighton. A couple of minutes later, we go up the other end. Kai Havertz scores to make it 2-0, and that's what happens. That's how football can be. So yeah, brilliant counter-attacking goal that was from Arsenal. Excellent stuff. And now we are on the brink of these 3 points, which would send us back to the top of the table, even though possibly only momentarily, because Liverpool are playing after this game, aren't they, against Manchester United at 4:30. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yes, let's have a look at the other scores in today. The Aston Villa are 2-1 up. Watkins with the late winner there, it seems, for Aston Villa. And West Ham are 3-0 up against Wolves. Bowen and Arsenal coming forward again, looking for a third goal here as well. Trossard's crossover was cut out again by Dunk. Declan Rice has just won the ball back for Arsenal. Puts a cross in. It's going to be Trossard, heads it back down. And it's going to be Smith-Rowe. Oh, good save again from the goalkeeper. Smith-Rowe nearly got his first league goal of the season. And that was a good save, actually. It's a good effort from Smith-Rowe. And again, the Brighton goalkeeper's made some good saves. Declan Rice made that with his strength. good cross as well. Trossard headed it down. Smith Rowe's volley, a good save, and then Van Heck again managed to scramble it clear before Eddie could tuck in the rebound. Brighton have defended well in this game. You have to say they really have. Otherwise, Arsenal could have scored 4 or 5. Anyway, Zinchenko's going off now for these final couple of minutes, and Jakub Kiwior is coming on, the big Polish defender, and he's showing that big chance there from Pascal Gross. Oh, it was so close into the side net, and I say that is the small margins, isn't it, that you have in these games in the Premier League. And then minutes later, Havertz has scored his chance, and Arsenal have won the game. Incredible stuff. Anyway, Brighton now, we're into the last 2.5 minutes of stoppage time. Even if Brighton were to score, you feel it would be too late. But I don't think they're going to score. You never know, though. Pedro, again, who's done well, hasn't he, since he's come on. The Brazilian, João Pedro, finds Van Heck. Plays the ball square to Lewis Dunk. Some brave defending from Brighton today. It's kept themselves alive in this game for so long, but it's looking as though it is going to be Arsenal with a fully deserved 3 points. We've gone the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. That ball into the Arsenal box, but it's overhit. It's going to be kept in there, actually, on this near side. But Kiwior's done well there. The big Pole plays the ball forward. Oh, it's not a great ball, though. John says, yeah, we could be top over Christmas if Liverpool lose later. Well, we play Liverpool next week, aren't we? Before Christmas. And of course, would that be, even if they were to beat us, wouldn't they? Anyway, that's a shot there. That Lewis Dunk there fires it over the bar. Olivia Batty says, can you give my brother Patrick and Ethan a shout out? Indeed we can, yeah. Patrick and Ethan, how you doing? Hope you're well, guys. So yeah, good. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully you're enjoying the game, enjoying another Arsenal victory. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal now. We're into the last minute of stoppage time. Surely that is that. Rajendra says Brighton are all in. That's what I call the game. Yeah, it looks like Brighton have finished. They're done. And for the effort they put in, you have to give them credit. But Arsenal have been the better team throughout this game and fully deserved this victory. And is it going to be time for a third goal potentially? But maybe they will, maybe they won't. We're into the last few seconds here of stoppage time. That ball's gone out though for a throw on the near side. Terry says only if you hit like by Olivia as well, and hit it 3 times for your 2 brothers as well. I hope you're doing well. Looking forward to Christmas, I'm sure. Anyway, Declan Rice has just lost out to Danny Welbeck, who hasn't had the impact he would have wanted on his another return to the Emirates for him. Going to go away empty-handed, Brighton. But they've played their part in this game. It's been a good game of football. Arsenal have played well, and Brighton have contributed as well. They're coming forward again with Matoma. Are they going to get a late consolation here? Or will Arsenal see this out? A clean sheet. A rare clean sheet at the Emirates when you look at it over the last couple of years. We haven't kept too many clean sheets at home, ever. But it looks as though we're going to do today. And there's an offside there against Brighton. In fact, that's probably going to be the last action of this game, you would feel. It was Pascal Gross. And his miss proved to be the big difference. In fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It is over here at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have won the game 2-0 to go back on top of the table today ahead of the Liverpool game. Of course, we'll have to see what the result of that is later. But Arsenal have done all they can do. We've won this game 2-0. It was I'm going to sneeze, but I'm not anymore. Yes, I am. It was 2 goals in the second half. It was Gabriel Jesus with the first goal. Early in the second half, it was a corner into the near post from Bukayo Saka. It was actually flicked on by Brighton defender Van Heck. Jesus was free at the far post and headed it into the empty net. Arsenal looked in control, actually, but Brighton had a big chance to equalise inside the last 10 minutes. It was Pascal Gross put a shot wide from close range. And then that proved to be crucial because a few moments later at the other end, we broke away. Eddie Nketiah's through ball. Kai Havertz, one-on-one with a keeper, slotted it away with great confidence to make it 2-0. That was a victory sealed. And Arsenal are back on top of the table tonight. Bounced back from that Villa game in the best possible way. Brighton made it difficult for us. They played well. certainly defensively, they gave everything in defence. But they didn't maybe have enough quality going forward in the end. And Kai Havertz has actually exchanged shirts with Pascal Gross as well, the two Germans, of course, today. Rajendra says Arsenal win indeed. John says well done Arsenal on the win. Exactly. Rajendra says I could see Arsenal scoring as we played with good attempt. We played well today. We created a lot of chances, but in the end, I say it was those two second half goals. And it was that late one that sealed it from Kai Havertz. It was a bit tense before that, wasn't it? But Arsenal are top of the league this evening, and we'll have to wait and see how Liverpool get on, of course, later on. So West Ham did beat Wolves 3-0. The Aston Villa game's still going on, actually. There's been 2 red cards in that game. Ben Mee for Brentford and Kamara, for Aston Villa right at the end. So there's been some late drama there at the Brentford Community Stadium. That game's still going. They played 11 minutes of stoppage time in that game, and it's still going on. And Aston Villa currently sits second. We are 3 points behind Liverpool. We're 3 points ahead of Liverpool, ahead of their game. Obviously, should they beat Manchester United, their goal difference is better than ours. They would go back to the top again ahead of that meeting next week. But currently, as things stand, Aston Villa are second if they do hang on to that victory at Brentford. Terry says that's the difference for Jandra. The girls didn't put the ball in the net and it cost us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course it does. Scoring goals is what wins your games. Absolutely is. That's what that might make. You could. Yeah, obviously having a good defense is important, but if you score a goal, you win games, you win trophies. Jandra says we probably burnt ourselves out of it, and so when we scored, we cooled down, and that let Brighton in. There's time to put in at the right time to keep their intensity as we're a bit too late. Yeah, I think you're right. I think our substitutes were a bit too late. There's always spells in games, isn't there? You're never ever going to have a game where your opposition don't have any chances at all. Brighton were always going to have 1 or 2 opportunities in that game, and while it only stayed at 1-0, there was always a chance they could have got an equaliser. And they had that big chance, didn't they? But they didn't take it, and we took advantage of that by getting that second goal right at the end to seal it. And I'm pleased for Kai Havertz. I know he's took a lot of criticism, and I know a lot of people, one particular person on this channel that doesn't particularly rate him too much. We know that, and that's fine. But I've always wanted him to do well. You could see how much he was struggling, and his confidence was down, his head was down, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, desperately wanted him to do better. And I'm pleased for him now because he's starting to settle in. He's starting to show what he can do. He's scoring goals, and he took his goal really well today. And that's sealed the victory, which was much needed. So we are back on top of the table as things stand. Well, the Villa game's still going on. It's finished now. Aston Villa have won at Brentford. 2 late goals from Moreno and Watkins. They are serious contenders this season. I think we've got to be honest about that and say they are serious contenders, Aston Villa. They are currently second in the table. They are just a point behind us and a point ahead of Liverpool. Rajendra says he is now getting better and playing a good role. He is, yeah. He's doing the job that he's there to do, and that's all you can hope for, isn't it? So he said they just said Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 13 in all comps. Doesn't Villa count? I don't know who said that, but no, obviously we're not unbeaten in our last 13 because we did lose to Aston Villa in our very last previous game to this one in the Premier League, didn't we? So that's not true, is it? But don't worry about that. Rajendra says had a miss and a goal. He did, yeah. He missed the header and then obviously scored the goal right at the end. And that's the life of a forward player, isn't it? You're going to get chances, you're going to miss a few, and the important thing is that if you miss one, when you get your next one, you stick it away, and that's what Kai Havertz has done. And you've got to say, well done to him. Brilliant stuff. Arsenal have won. We've won 2-0. We are top of the league. But it's getting very tense up there, isn't it? We are 6 points ahead of Manchester City, but of course, we were 6 points ahead. We're 8 points ahead of them last season with less games to play. And we still managed to find a way to come second. So let's not get too carried away yet by that. My concern this season, I have to say, is Liverpool. Of course, they're playing in about 25 minutes' time. They'll kick off against Manchester United. If they win, they will go top again on goal difference. And of course, our next game is away at Anfield. Wow, that's going to be a big one, isn't it? So that'll be good. So that's that for today then. Thank you very much to everybody for joining me as always. Thank you for all your comments in the chat. Brilliant stuff as always. Thank you to everyone who has joined in with the shows this last week. It's been a busy week. I've done 4 games. We've had the women's show as well. Really busy week. We've had a lot of new subscribers join us, a lot of new viewers come along as well. So thank you to everybody. Hope you're enjoying what we bring you on the channel. And I say, please give us a like before you go. It's going to be a quieter week, isn't it? There's no midweek games. The women aren't playing now until January. And of course, Arsenal aren't back until next weekend. Of course, the big game at Anfield next Saturday, of course, the last game before Christmas. That is going to be a big game, isn't it? 2 of the teams going for the title. We've not won at Anfield for a very long time. It's time we put that right. Is this going to be the time to do it? We will have to wait and see. So I'll be obviously covering that game. Terry said, well done, Havertz again, but I'm fed up telling the truth. Well, you don't need to, the truth is Havertz is playing well, and that's at the moment, that's all we need to worry about. So yeah, join me for the game next Saturday, isn't it? It's a 5:30 kickoff at Anfield, Arsenal against Liverpool, Liverpool against Arsenal. So join me for that. It is going to be something very spectacular, I'm sure. A lot of great memories. What I will do this week as well, I'm going to do a show, an Arsenal-Liverpool special during the week. I don't know which day I'll do that on yet. Potentially Tuesday, or maybe Thursday, actually. An Arsenal-Liverpool special, looking back at some great memories of Arsenal versus Liverpool games down the years, of which there's been so many spectacular games. I'm going to try and get a Liverpool fan on as well to come and look back on some of those great games. So look out for that show one night this week. I haven't managed to arrange it yet. I'm still waiting to get a Liverpool fan on for that. So we're going to do that. And obviously next Saturday I'll be here for the big watch-along live at 5:15 for the 5:30 kickoff, our last game. It'll probably be our last show before Christmas. Oh, no, of course, Friday. No, sorry, Friday. We have got our Arsenal Women's Show 2023 review. We're going to look back at the game against Tottenham as well. And then we're going to review 2023 as a year for the Arsenal women, what we've made of it all. There's been some great times, some difficult times. So we're going to look at that as well with the guys on Friday. And then, of course, Saturday, the big watch-along. Which Andrew says that sometimes you just need someone who runs into space and takes the defenders with him, and that's his role. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, he's added a little bit of physicality there as well, hasn't he? I've got no, yes, he didn't start the season particularly well. I've got no problem with Kai Havertz. I think he's doing well now. He's scoring goals, and what more do you want? You know, what more do you want? Terry says, great show, Richard. Well done all in the chat. See you all soon, Steve. No for Mark Redandra. Anyone I've missed? Come on, you Gunner girl. Come on, you Gunners, and come on, you Gunner girls. Exactly. Yeah, we'll echo that. Redandra says that was whistling with the women. It was a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. But yeah. Anyway, that's it today. Then Arsenal did win 2-0. We are currently top of the league, certainly for the next couple of hours or so, at least until the end of the Liverpool game. And next week we play Liverpool. That is going to be massive, isn't it? We're just on the back of a defeat at Aston Villa. That was a huge game. We've lost at Newcastle as well this season. Another huge game. Can we go away from home and beat one of these big teams? Don't forget, during the week, look out for this show on Arsenal versus Liverpool memories, because that is going to be something spectacular. We've had so many great games against them over the years, so it's going to be good. So look out for that. John says, another great show, Richard. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for your score updates as well on the Aston Villa game and West Ham. Really appreciate that and appreciate your support as always. So, yeah, thank you to everybody really for watching with us. I say we'll be back. I'm not sure what night that will be at the Liverpool show. And, of course, we have then got the women's show Friday, the watch-along Saturday. So there's still a few shows that we're going to squeeze in for you before Christmas. So please join us for all of that as well, and look forward to that. And so enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're watching the Liverpool game later, well, soon, enjoy that as well. I will catch up with you later on in the week. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. It finished here. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. Those 2 second-half goals, Jesus and Havertz. Wow, what a great win that proved to be. Back on top of the league. I'll have to get that tune back, won't I? We are top of the league. I'll have to find that, dig that one out, and get that back out for you, because we keep being top of the league at the minute. We need to enjoy that, don't we? Mark C says, come on, you Gunners, indeed. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you during the week. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And come on, you Gunners. We are top of the league. Sounds good, doesn't it? Let's stay there this time, eh? Let's stay there this year. Let's do it. 2024, 20 years after the Invincibles. Are we going to come back and win it again? Let's hope so. Terry says, at least we know City won't be top at Christmas. No, there wasn't last year either, was there? Not that it made much difference. Mark C says, later, chaps. See you later, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you during the week for Liverpool Memories Show. Come on, you guys. Speak to you later, guys. We're top of the league. Good, isn't it? Arsenal 2, Brighton.